Hello, and good time zone. Welcome back to a very intense. Welcome back to a very intense episode. We are the Kindred Company. This is session 25, and it is a good day to be alive. I am Potaytosaurus. This is my channel. Welcome. Thank you for checking it out. I play Caroused, a Wood Elf Ranger, in this campaign.
I am Sad Silent _ I play Yuki Sato, a human rogue.
I am Husher, the Game Master and Chief Goblin Lord.
I am LOL Mother Trucker, Brea, the Half-Elf Barbarian.
I am Dr. Urvados, Garmy, the Gnome Wizard.
Garmy, short for Garmelian.
Garmelian Archfeet.
I was gonna ask you, people do other gnomes mispronounce that shit? Are they Garmy Lion? I have an order for.
No,
Garmy
it's a very
Lion.
traditional gnome name. Okay.
Do you have hairy feet? Do you? I know.
Oh yeah.
I know that.
He's very hairy.
Okay.
Except for the top of his head. I'm pretty sure I've always envisioned him balding up top, huge beard, hairy everywhere else.
It's a little troll.
But the beard is intricately cared for and braided even. It's way better.
This music is intense.
It really is.
The beard of beards.
Can you remind everyone that when we left off, I had 1 hit point?
Yeah.
So we're picking up right there.
I
Things
have
are
28.
intense. Let's get to it.
I have 28 hit points.
You have
Silent
the most out of all
has
of us.
6. Mother Trucker has 6, and Dr. Overdose has 1. So it's gonna be interesting.
I'm scared.
And what do you not have? Health potions or cleric?
I have 1 health potion, I think.
I have 1 first level spell.
Yeah, I have 1 health potion.
But I have plenty of
Garmy.
Okay, are we starting with rollies?
We won't start with the rollies, but I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. All right.
What are you
We're gonna
thinking?
start with some rollies. But you want to do rollies then recap, or recap then rollies? Rollies.
I think rollies and then recap.
Rollies then recap. All right. So
That's
let's
how
go
we
ahead and
always
clear
did
this out.
it.
Here, I'm gonna scroll this so we can see all the chaos that happened. Somebody
Whoever
can,
gets
pause
last
it.
place in rollies has to do the recap.
No. 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 All I know is we were running.
So for people, I'm gonna choose 2 people. So Sad Silent finally realized that Sad Silent, Mr. _ I want you to go first because you have discovered the British Broadcasting Company, and I want you to go against Garmy.
Okay, man. Oh, starting off strong. Beat that.
Well, there. I mean, you gotta get him out of the way, right? You gotta get him out of the way. All right, Garmy gets 1.
All right.
Nice. Round 1 goes to Garmy.
Yuki is just destined. Oh, yes. That's right.
Really getting rid of the bad rolls.
Destined to do this recap.
Garmy with 2-0 streak.
Juliana is stretching her legs.
We're staying
right
the
now.
single digits.
Coming out of the gate.
That's a good roll.
That was way too high, Yuki. What are you doing? It's completely clapped. All right.
So Garmy wins the first round in a shutout series. All right. Potaytosaurus, would you like to roll rollies first against Brea?
Sure.
I wonder what would happen if you said no. I'd be like, all right, Brea, you just.
I rolled privately.
Just re-roll
it. Take my word for it.
Just re-roll it.
Roll it again.
No, what did she roll before, though?
A 9.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's still. I know it would have sucked if it was a 2, right? But son of a bitch. All right, so we've got 1 for Brea, 1 for Caroused.
Oh. Ah!
2 to Kraust, 1 to Brea. Wow.
Oh my
Hangover
gosh.
affects the dice too. Oh my god.
I'm coming for you, Yuki.
coming to the wire.
Oh
2-2.
my gosh, that total party kill. It's happening.
Yeah.
Everybody's get these shit rolls out. All right, Brea wins. All right.
That's our first good one.
Oh my god. We are so screwed
I turned
today.
my
I thought
volume up
last week
so
was
high.
bad.
Who's going first?
Which one's going first?
I think the gnome deserves it. Has so little hit points. You're number 1, Garmy. You're number 1 in my book. All right.
Oh, yay.
All right, Garmy with a strong.
Brea's
lead
trying
there.
to be number 1.
Garmy have 1 and 1 to 1.
1.
1 to 1. Even the music's rough. Ooh.
It's intense.
1 to 2 to Mother Trucker. 2 to 2. 2 to 2. So spooky.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Will she roll an?
All right.
Oh.
Well, you know.
Garmy wins. Garmy
Those
wins. We're gonna do
ones.
something there. All right. Hang on. I need a book. Mar, when do you go? I need.
Hopefully I got him out of the way. You know.
Right? Like, hopefully we're only hitting above 10 today, like the rest of the
I
day.
don't think we can afford
I'm-
ones today.
We're gonna do something super fucking interesting in a minute after these rolls. So Garmy, it's me and you, right? Me and you.
Yep.
All right, you go ahead and go first, because again, you're number 1. I guess there's
Yeah,
that.
1. Number 1.
Hell yeah.
Can we
shit.
just like
Win.
reload Foundry?
No.
Can we just reload Foundry? Oh my god.
Hacks.
Cheater.
We're clearly losing everything today.
All right.
175.
D100.
Dude, I was not looking directly at the cameras, and I just saw Taylor like holding something big and orange, and at the corner of my eye, I thought it was Gimli. And so for a second, it looked like you were just stretching him out and putting him on. I was,
Oh my
what?
god. No.
Have you rolled Mrs. Garmy? I'm just curious with the way the rolls are going right
No,
now.
I haven't. I have
Alright.
not. I haven't rolled it. And if I die tonight, I think the party clearly needs a cleric, and I will be coming back as my ex-wife.
Let's not
Clearly
talk about
pissed
that. We need
Barney
to
has
talk about
gone off and
positive
gotten himself
things.
killed.
We need to talk about positive things.
All right.
Honestly, I'm pretty happy to be playing Juliana. A much more fun character.
Positive
like
things, people.
I like
That's
Garmy.
positive.
We
I'm-
are
He's-
positively
he's a
gonna get our
badass.
ass kicked.
Think about Artarax and New
No.
Year. What's gonna
Our
happen to
plan is
them?
gonna go flawlessly.
We're gonna
There
do
we
some.
go.
We're gonna do your boon, and we're gonna do something.
That's not good.
Can you hear me?
Wait, so
I
who
think I froze for a second. Who has their
Oh.
player's handbook handy? Like the actual player's handbook.
I have the
What do you need?
D&D.
All right.
I also have
So-
my
guys.
DMG.
I'm just
and
using it
Monster
as an
Manual.
example for reference if to follow along, because we're gonna leave the rollies truly up to fate.
Oh my
so,
god, 3 of them. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it truly up to fate. So,
What are we referencing?
well, I'm gonna tell you.
Where?
So,
Oh.
so
The college
just go ahead
course.
and flip back all the way to. Hang on. Okay. So, this is gonna be ridiculous.
Woo!
We are going to randomly figure out what spell you get as a boon. No level restriction, nothing. So, like, however, if
So
it's
I
going to be
could, in
something that's
theory,
going to, like,
get the spell wish.
then we're going to limit it to a localized event of where you're at right now, okay? All right? So, and I apologize for my slip up. So, I hope
It's
there's
not subtle at all.
so
It was just
somebody needs to roll. Let's see here. The starting number will be 211, and there are how many pages of spells? Is it 209? No, that's not right.
You're
My
just
read's
looking at
dark.
spells right now?
Yeah, we're gonna randomly figure out what page you guys are gonna get,
God.
where we're gonna get a spell. It's gonna be purely
So you need
mostly
to
random.
roll 1d. How much? What number?
Well, it starts at 211 and it goes to 289.
Okay.
So, say 80. What is it? So 88, right?
78.
Yeah. You can do a slash roll 1d88. So
I
that'll.
think it's 78, but okay. 42.
42.
Okay.
So 242.
So that's gonna be 53, page 253.
Oh.
Right.
I understand. That's an
There's
image.
only 2 spells on that page in mine, and I'll take the 8th level one.
Okay, so we'll
Pretty cool artwork.
I know it looks good, right? So we'll leave it up. We'll leave it up to you. I mean, okay. So we can either roll a new number.
Okay.
We can either roll a new number. So we can roll a new number. We can roll a new number.
What? Where did that come from?
You really do look evil, dude. We have to make that a thing.
You laugh just like my uncle. Like, there. That's how he laughs
We are
when he
a
does
bunch
that.
of children, dude.
Oh my god.
We are so easily entertained. It's sad.
It's
My
okay.
phone flashed.
It's the
It's so
glasses.
evil though.
It's your glasses because it makes like a little.
Like orange or something.
That's all I need. If I ever ask to like, if I
Just take
ever
a
ask
picture.
for like a distraction, just take a video of you doing that and send it to me. I don't know how you're gonna do it because you're using your phone, but like that would cure me of anything.
So you can roll another. So here, I mean, if you want to leave it purely up to fate, you can roll again.
No, but we already rolled. This
Well, no.
fate has happened.
I'm giving. You only have 2 choices, and so there are other pages that have more than 2 spells.
That's not true. There's 3 spells here because technically
Well,
this
but
is part of this spell.
Yeah,
but
but
you'd
it
only
started
be
on
able
the
to
other
choose these
page.
2.
It started on the other page. That's
No, it's here. It's right here.
I'm-
It would have to be one of these 2
There's another
for
argument
this
to be
spell,
made here, Ted.
or these.
Okay, I don't want that spell.
I didn't even.
Okay. So you can either roll for another page.
You don't want slumber?
It would be imprisonment, and
that
technically
spell
that only be
starts on
for
the
a
other
single
page.
target.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
That
sure that's a
spell's-
single target spell. Now, Incendiary Cloud, however, I could just cast, and I guarantee that's going to kill him.
I'm gonna leave it your choice. You can either and here's how that's gonna. I mean, it depends on how you want to roll it. If you want to pretend there's 3 spells, we're gonna roll a 1d100, and if it's 33 or under, right, it's the first spell. If it's 34 to 65,
You don't
it's
get
gonna
to
be the
choose
second.
between these 2 spells?
Oh no, you don't get to choose. No, we're leaving it up to fate.
So what you're
So-
saying is, if I say it's only 2 spells, it's a 50-50
You get a
chance whether I get
50-50.
the 8th level spell, or I get a 1st level spell.
That's a good roll.
Or we can roll again, is what you're saying.
And have more options to potentially roll against that might be more beneficial. Because remember, I'm not giving you a level restriction. You could cast it,
Yeah.
like once we figure out what it's going to be. It could
Well, I
be
think-
it could be wish, but we're going to contain that to a very localized event.
No, he has some points. Like, I could inflict wounds would be useless. And on a different page.
Unless you want to, like, Harry carry yourself and you want to get unalived. You're like, I want to save the enemy from using an arrow. Like,
There's a few like any other page would have like different options. So you know what? How about this? How about this, Husher? I'll make a deal with you. If I choose to
Making a deal
re-roll
with the
the
devil right now.
1d88, I get to choose the spell on the page. Versus now, it's a 50-50 chance whether it's a level 1 or a level 8.
you re-roll.
But I get to then
the
choose what spell it is.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I give you
One of the
a lot
pages-
for losing at rollies.
111 or 211
211 is the first spell, and then 292 is where the last spells are.
292. So what's the difference in that? 80.
Well,
what was it?
they're ordered by what?
81?
School and then level, right?
81. Right?
Oh, there's 81.
That's
so,
the difference.
Like,
So we should ask Siri to pick a number.
So should we do 1d81?
No. Oh wait, you
Instead
can
of
do
D-
a custom
Instead of
D
our
number?
1d88. Roll the
it
wrong
was
number.
88 or whatever, right?
Oh, 1d88. Oh, I didn't know you could do a
So
custom.
that's how we roll.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's how we roll. Yeah, so that's how we roll the
Okay.
88. So you're saying if you, I mean, what's the trade-off? What's the trade-off for me? You get everything. I don't get any Schadenfreude or
But
whatever. right?
technically,
you
some
get
of these pages are art.
That's true.
That's true. And if
Yeah, I
you
can
roll on a
land on a
page, if you roll on a
completely
page that's art, I'll let you go one page forward or one page back.
Well, we did that. We already did that.
But yeah, technically.
Well, I mean, if the entire page is art, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
The whole
that's a
page
lot
is
of
art.
page.
There's spells there. Don't pretend, sister. So you can roll for those 3 spells. I mean, it'd be terrible if you were to roll and get Identify or something instead. You're like, God bless it.
Yeah. Or jump. I don't know how I'd use that one.
You're like, Garmy's about to beat feet back the way he came and leap
I
that
don't think
canyon.
it's 292. It's 288. Or
But the last spell was on
280.
292.
289. It's 289.
Okay. Well, however, you still rolled under whatever that number is, so 42 would still apply.
True, yeah.
So what's the option? What benefit? So I can choose between these 2 spells in a rollie, not 50-50 chance. Or you
3.
said I could re-roll or 3.
And then
or
you
said I could
potentially
re-roll
have
the 1d88.
more. Well, I was gonna
Yeah.
what was gonna happen was based on what page you rolled, we would look at the spells before and after and determine do we want to roll for that.
Is there a number of how
Can
many
I
spells
roll
there
now
are?
and still? No.
Is there a total number of spells? Oh shit, I have no idea unless I went to go Google it. I don't know what the total number of like spells
Well, that'd
are.
be an easy
the
thing.
total number of spells differ if we were including things like the Dungeons Master Guide and
No,
some
just
of the
in this
other
book.
handbooks.
How many spells are there?
That's a good question.
How many spells in this book? That should be our D number.
Many
According
spells
to
in
according to
handbook.
this, there are 477 total spells between the player's handbook, Xanathar's guide, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
No, just the player's
But in
handbook.
the actual Just Player's Handbook, there's 362.
Okay, so that should be. Are we counting that many though? Okay, this is dumb. Never mind.
Yeah, we'd have to count. We'd have to list them all out and then count through.
Unless,
at least that
unless you could find a quickly findable rollable table.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Anyway,
just drawing out the
people are
amount of
like,
time
1,
it
2,
takes
3,
us
not
to
it.
die, really.
I am re-rolling. I am just choosing to re-roll.
Well, I mean, anybody
hopes
could cast it, but yeah, go ahead. I mean, you want to re-roll? Okay.
I want to see if I get. Oh god.
The very next page.
3! I know,
Yeah.
right? It's like 3!
So what's on that page? Let me just double check because I just closed the book.
Oh, wow, I was being sarcastic. I didn't even look at the dice roll yet. It's literally the next page.
Yeah.
Two,
So-
Someone had
four.
some good ones on it though, so I'm not completely upset about that.
Unless you get
Let
jump.
me get back to it.
See, what I considered here then was if you look, there's 4 columns, right? If you look on the spell list, right? We've got 2 columns
If I
per
can
page.
find that damn page again.
Then you would roll a
columns.
1d4.
Wait, where do you
And-
see four columns?
So like on the player's handbook, on that page, which would be the very next page that we were already on,
Yeah,
there's 4 columns of text.
that's 2 different pages.
I know. I'm trying to keep
Oh.
it like try to give you some options. So then on this page, because there's always gonna be 4 columns for these spells, you roll a 1d4 column. If you roll a 1,
Okay.
2, 3, or
I can
4.
dig that.
And if you want to take that route, because I haven't looked at these,
I will accept that.
I haven't looked at these.
So 1d4.
Hey, you know what we should do though is make somebody else roll that dice so that they feel responsible if it sucks. How's that sound, Garmy?
Yeah. Sure. 3.
He's like, I can work with this because I know what page we're
Fuck
on.
yes.
I did a good thing?
I know which one you're looking at.
Did I do a good thing?
That could be very good.
What's the tiny hut?
2 of them are useless. Well, 1 of them is useless for us right now, I think. But that first one would be just what we need right now.
A 10-foot radius immobile dome of force springs into existence around and above you and remains stationary for the duration. The spell ends if you leave its area. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome with you. The spell fails if its area includes a larger creature or more than 9 creatures. Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast a spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside. Until the spell ends, you can command the interior to become dimly lit or dark. The dome is opaque from the outside of any color you choose, but it is transparent from the inside.
A little portable tent that nobody can enter but us, and it's perfectly safe for the entire time it takes for us to get a full long rest.
Can we make it look like rock?
Yes.
It's perfect.
So, Husher, can I say that's the spell I get? Or do I have to roll a 1d3?
Do we want to do one more random chance? Do we want to do a 33% chance?
No, because that is by far the.
And then who would you have? Who would you have roll? Because who rolled the worst? Because there were people rolling a lot of 1s today, and that's what you would want. Would be a 1 to like a 33.
Be the one time I'd roll a 33.
Doesn't need.
How
you
about
can do
this?
1d3.
How about this? We roll 2 more times the same way, and then Husher, you have to pick our boon out of those 3 things.
Oh, I try to put the pressure on me using my hidden meta knowledge, because I know what's up.
Oh, I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, because that puts me in the position where I know what I have planned. So
yeah,
if I do that, then it's like either I was for you or against you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Or we can just do it for us, and maybe you can pick one that gets removed.
I just want the tiny hut.
I know, right? But I'm like, here's the thing, right? It's purely random so far what page we got, right? We chose the second page. But do we go one more level to be like pure, like we got to roll a 1d100 and hope for something below a 33? Because when I rolled a 1d100,
you got 75.
Look at that. I could have rolled it for you right then. Look at that.
So that's it. It's done. That was random. That's the final roll because we lost.
The shaman rolled for you? Is that like...
Yes. There. Done. We have the hut.
on our side.
Right? We have the hut?
Sure. I'll allow it. Yeah, go for it.
Yes! We're safe!
I mean, it was a random 1d100. I mean, it's fair. Nobody said I couldn't roll for you too, I guess. So that was purely just... May fortune always be in your favor. What is it they say in the Hunger Games? Not sponsored by the Hunger Games.
Here's what I'm thinking. Well, I'm very happy with how this is going. I feel like anybody who's watching this is going to be like, what the fuck? Are you serious? We waited all week for this? Do you know what I mean? Like, we just feel like scapegoats right now.
You can timestamp it and just do a roll.
Well, I'm happy and that hopefully we're not gonna die. This is like a little bit too good to be true. And like, what are the actual odds?
I mean, the odds are pretty good because it was purely random. Like,
was it though? Because we already had one. Why did we re-roll the first time? I'm just trying to be devil's advocate right now.
I'm willing to go for something a little bit harder. That sounded really okay.
Okay. Oh, here's an idea. Hold on. Let me go back to the page again because I just closed it again. So your original plan was we would end up on a page and you would have us roll 1d4.
You would roll a 1d4, like get which column
so
is
in
both
reality,
pages, and then
on this page, what we should have done was roll a 1d3. to begin with,
Do that.
to keep it random.
Right. Assume there's 3 spells on that one, or 3 spells on the one you're on.
Yeah, three columns. 1, 2, 3. So how about I do this? We'll keep it. Oh, no, didn't do the right formatting.
We went flying.
Why did Garmin just say Wendy 3 out loud?
Is he okay? I thought you were trying to hide.
3.
What's a D?
Oh, great.
So then that firmly puts us in that third column, which is the cloud and the inflict wounds. And this is the point in which we roll. I'm
You would
just
probably
doing it
roll a.
along with the original intent.
You want to get rid of the original? If you want to get rid of the re-roll, yeah, for the other page, yeah, you can absolutely roll a 1d100.
We want a 1.
It's below a 50.
We got a 1.
We've got it. Yeah, fuck yeah. All right.
They're fucked. Dang it! I swear again.
I mean,
Bleep.
I don't think
Can you
we'll ever
bleep
have
that
a
out?
swear-free like recording.
It
No.
would be nice. It would be nice.
Or do you edit them all
So-
out? Are you like sitting there beeping? I don't
So-
watch them. I don't watch
No,
myself.
I
How
am
about
not
this,
editing it
Usher?
all out. I don't have the patience for that.
about this,
But
Usher?
it would be nice.
Since we've now done this and gone through this twice, and landed on 2 different spells, the Hut and the Incendiary Clouds, both excellent spells. You, I think, as the Dungeon Master, since I did lose the rollies, get to choose which one of those I actually get.
I'm not doing that. Because again, that puts
So
me
in-
in the versus you for you kind of thing. So I will accept.
Alright. I mean, they're
No,
both
I mean it's
excellent
not that I'm
spells.
not willing to do it, but it's just like I don't want to be put in that position where it's like I know what I would plan based on that, so I'm gonna make decisions based on it. Don't think of a white elephant like I'm in the same position,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
we can just roll 1d100, and that will like
One
if it's
final
a,
roll to decide it all.
if it's a fifth. So hold on before we do that because it's like flipping a coin almost, right? Which is the first spell? Which is the second spell? First spell is Incendiary Cloud,
Cloud.
Incendiary.
and second is the Hut.
Sure.
Okay, so if you roll a 50 or below, right, it's gonna be spell 1. If it's a
Wow.
50, if it's 51 or above, it's gonna be the Hut.
Feels like we've made this way
Does
more
anybody else
complicated
want the
than it
pressure?
needs to
Who
be.
wants the pressure? I think Mr. Underscore. Maybe Yuki. Well, no, you want somebody who rolls high, right? Never mind.
Hey, you don't want. I will kill us.
I mean, either one is a great option.
Who wants to roll?
So am I rolling it, or are one of y'all rolling it?
I already
I
rolled.
roll really low.
we both do. Like at this point,
We've been rolling ones the whole time.
What-
I mean, if
was
you
it
want me
a-
to.
a 1d2.
Or
What do you want?
1d100 or 1d2.
There's a button all the way on the right, on the button down at the bottom above roll. That's a 1d100. At least I think it is by default.
Oh yeah,
There you
it's
go.
the Hut.
The boon is El Hutto. All right. So who wants to do the recap, or would you like me to do a very brief recap? Because we did a lot of rollies and things like that. I mean, I could do it. Like, I mean, because ultimately, I think last week or last time we played when we started, you made your way through the doorway, right? You made it across the chasm the week before. You had like Yuki had scaled across. You went through that doorway and you saw that like there's you walked in this dark cavern, right? It's still dark inside. You saw that it's like, kind of this big arching ceilings, but there's like, it's obviously been kind of carved out, partially man-made, and you saw that there was like this steep drop off to your left. You couldn't really see anything down there. You could go straight forward because Caroused was being a cartographer, keeping a nice map. And then there was this like branch off to the right.
I have no clue where that
And-
went. I'm not gonna try to find it.
I'm starting again.
we
What
lost.
was that? So when you came through into this, like I said, this partially sort of man-made cavern that's been expanded that has these like sort of large tunnels. You got into a fight with what appeared to be a few bugbears and some type of magic caster behind them. You got in combat, and ultimately after the shaman cast, what was it? It wasn't Thunderwave. It was shit. Forgot what the area effect spell was. It's probably in the quest. You all took a lot of damage. I know, like Berea was significantly hurt. Yuki
Spell
had
of
been hurt.
lightning.
Oh yeah, was it lightning? Yeah. And then
This is
because I
lightning.
think there was some saving throws that were failed, right? And so Garmy ends up limping away with Garmy was severely injured, Bray was severely injured. Crouch, you took a bunch of damage too, right? I think from that spell. And so was Yuki. And so Garmy, was able to cast Shatter, cast it against the rock face, cause this partial collapse that caused some damage to the bugbears behind it, and has partially blocked this cavern. And so that's where we're kind of starting this week is, this echoing boom, the shattering spell, the fall of rock and dust is kicked up in the air. And you can hear the bugbear screaming in the distance. They're like behind, 20, 30 feet of rock now that's kind of tumbled down. So they're either if they can get there from another direction, it's gonna take them time. You've got a little bit of breathing room. Nothing is like right there. The tunnel is blocked by this fallen stone, and the dust is still like settling as you guys kind of come through with that fight. And we're gonna go ahead and for this, I think it's gonna make sense because there's no reason to do it. We're gonna go ahead and end the combat. We're no longer in combat right now. I think that. Because you dropped a bunch of rock down, and it's like several feet tall, right? It's not like somebody's going to crawl over that in like 6 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So, in this tunnel, again, this is like partially hewn stone and sort of paved. You can go back. You're still only about, bring up my map here. About 70, 60 feet from getting back to that main path that you guys left when you went over this direction.
Back at the fork split.
Correct. You can move back if you want to move back to the fork split. Yep.
Yeah. So I think right as we get there, Garmy, who is visibly bleeding, visibly broken, kind of rubs his head, feels like, I have a massive headache. We need to get somewhere safe. And I don't know how I know it. I think I know a spell that can keep us safe for long enough to get safe. We need to find somewhere I can cast it, though.
So from where you're
at,
up
a little bit of blood.
From where you're at, you with your dark vision and stuff, you can see that the cavern, now you're back at the T, right? If you turn left, sort of southish, so to speak, right? If you turn that direction, that's going to lead you back to that stone archway with the big heavy door, right? The one that didn't have a lock on it, right? Remember, it was askew when you came in. Remember when you got across the chasm, and you guys Yuki put the rope, you guys zip lined across like it's Death Stranding, right? There was there was a stone platform from the cliff. There was this archway with that door, and the door was partly open. Remember, it was open a few inches, and hey, that's where you found clues again that there had been some type of probably a flying magic carpet. So if you turn left, that will take you back to that doorway. Maybe you can secure it against attackers, right? If you turn right, that may actually take you further deeper into what could be Bugbear Country, or whatever else is off to your right.
Children.
And how deep is
the
outside of
chasm
your view?
again?
What was that?
So there's a pit. There's a drop-off cliff here.
Yeah.
as
So
well?
ahead of you, it's basically a drop-off, right? So so you can walk
And how-
up.
How
You
far
can't see the
down?
bottom. You can't see the bottom from where you're looking. It's
Ooh.
pretty deep. It's like the chasm, that kind of that would have come around, right, where that door and stuff was, right? It's kind of almost a continuance of that, but it's it's deep. But it's possible you might be able to scramble down it, right? Maybe, but within 30 feet, it's not sheer rock face. There's it's just climbing down a cliff, so you can't see everything clearly. But maybe some investigation, you might be able to or see if there what appears to be someplace you might be able to hide. You do have some climbing rope, and like I said, you've got a little bit of breathing room because of the cave-in, but I don't know how long.
Did Yuki use her little seeing glass that gives her dark vision yet? I don't remember.
Garmy cast the spell on you. He cast dark vision on you for 8 hours or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So Yuki can just throw the rope down 50 feet and just go as far as she can to the bottom to see if she can actually see the bottom.
You good? This could take you. Yeah.
From there, we can determine whether or not we can just drop off from that point without, dying.
Just live our lives down in the pit.
Yeah. What's the rule of climbing with ropes? There's no challenge rating, I don't think.
I think
right?
it's just
you
it's
just climb,
just
right? Because you're assisted, you have a rope, right?
Yeah.
So how many of us could just hop on a rope and climb 50 feet? Like, well,
These
whatever.
people-
We're not trained adventurers. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not trained adventurers. We're not.
Even
we're not cool.
Garmy walks several miles a day as an adventurer. He's more in shape than me, probably.
With his one
We're
hit
all
point.
buff.
So, you know, I guess do you have climbing gear? I know you have a rope, but do you have climbing gear itself, or?
Yeah. 1 second.
Or does anybody have climbing gear?
Yuki has
You have climbing gear. Yep.
these things. A hammer.
Oh, pythons. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yes, I would say that's climbing gear.
Yeah, you have a python and a hammer. Yeah, you probably have climbing gear. So, you know, it's only gonna take you a couple minutes to do it. So up. Where in the hell do I get the hiccups from? Unacceptable. I'll let you roll like perception or investigation, right? Your choice of if you see anything along the rock face that you might be able to.
She's already. She's already dangling over the edge, 50 feet down.
I thought you said you wanted to like climb down like 50 feet or whatever to the extent of the rope, right? So.
Okay.
Ooh. Not bad.
There it is. That's the one.
Well, I set a DC in my head of like 20 for this because it's kind of like a fucking rock face with a cavern. But you notice like several feet away, if you're able to like move the rope, climb back up and move it, you see that there's like a little crenellation where the rock face is just eroded over time, right? There's probably some runoff and stuff. And so there's enough space for you guys to probably be able to like, okay, in the fairness of your boon, about a 10-foot crevice. Okay? That's like right there, like in the rock face, but it's like unnatural, right? So like, yes, you can climb down there. You'll just have to move the rope, but that'll only take you like a few minutes, and potentially any pursuers are doing very terribly trying to find you right at the moment. So they're still trying to clear the rock face and shit up over there. All right, so are we moving to that creche in the rocks below you? And again, it's relatively close. It's still like 30 feet below the level where it eroded, and there's like a little platform there. It's not going to be easy to see from above. Somebody from below might be able to see if they could see up that far, and I'm not going to tell you how far it is. You don't see the bottom yet.
Oh, still don't.
Right.
Wow.
It's 50 feet down. You don't see the bottom.
Wow.
Well, Yuki very grumpily, in her head, she's like, "Okay, I fucked up," and I let my emotions get the better of me. She's still like really, really grumpy, but she moves that rope over and she like signals everyone else to come down. No words. She's still, in her head right now. She just gestures for everyone to come down the rope.
Well, I'm assuming you moved the rope. It's a little bit further away, so you're gonna have to.
She moved the rope. Yeah.
So you guys want to move down to this little crenellation in the rocks?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Would you like to use your fortuitous boon?
I think as Garmy gets into the space, he looks around, he sees, I think this will work. And he pulls out his little component patch and looks through it.
Now,
and
I just want to say real quick. Remember, so I try to have a little verisimilitude here. So, if you fought things that are damaged, and you take a long rest, which I'm not going to say you can't, you're going to heal.
And
So will they. Within reason, right? Just throw it out there, right? Like they're not going to come. You're not going to come back and suddenly they still have like yesterday's hit points. But okay,
I think
sorry.
this
Go
will
ahead.
work. I can protect. I can cast a spell here to protect us, but I want to look back up towards the cliff. How obviously you can see the rope going over the edge, and you can see the top of the. How clear of a line of sight is it to the top of the cliff?
From where you're at?
Yeah.
I mean, so think of it, the cliff kind of comes down, right? And then it kind of just pivots out. And
So
then there's like a little
all.
hole right there. So, I mean, you could look straight up, like... But I'm assuming that you've, like, jammed this python into a crack in the rocks and tied your rope off, and it's like, you're hoping nobody, like, happens to be rolling perception checks every now and then to see if anybody notices it.
I can cast a spell here. We'll get 8 hours. We'll be able to rest and take care of our wounds, but so will they. He looks kind of at his friends.
this point,
Kind
it's
of hold the
worth the
crystal
risk.
in his hand.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean-
the real only option.
Can
Well, wait, I mean,
Steven
let's throw out
trip
another one.
people?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can Steven trip people?
He cannot attack technically, but I don't know if a trip.
But
counts
he's
as an
like
attack.
invisible, so if he just lays on the ground,
Just stumble
oops,
over him.
there's something there I didn't even see. Oh no, I'm falling off a cliff.
Oh,
The
no.
great
Is
question
that
there
possible?
is: can Simon take the help action?
No.
Well, then that would be what I would consider that.
But I want to throw out another option. You don't necessarily have to take a long rest, right? If you take a
I
short
think we
rest,
do.
it might.
I have
we
no
do.
hit dice.
I have no hit dice.
I'm trying to think about, like, since it's been a couple of weeks since we played, I'm trying to think about when your last long rest. Oh, because you already used them, and though you have to take a long rest. I mean,
Yeah,
or you
I
could
have
try
no
to.
hit dice.
You could try to go back out the entrance the way you came and hope they don't come upon you, right? As they're searching for you, right? You could go back,
I
shimmy
mean,
back
this is
across
a
the
much
rope,
safer
go back to
spot.
the cave entrance, go recuperate in town. Like, it's a potential option.
Yeah,
We're gonna see
you
if
want
anybody
to
catches
throw
you.
more spider guts on your hand and climb across
No,
the
you
ceiling
guys
again?
tied a rope off. You had a rope, tied a
Oh,
rope
yeah.
off at the other side. You guys ziplined across. Only Yuki gutsed it up to climb across with the rope. Yuki, a real sister.
What are you guys thinking? I'm kind of down to just sleep in the cave.
Yeah, I
Take a
feel like
long
we're
rest.
here.
Same.
Yeah.
At worst, they might come down that cliffside after that rope, and we'll have to fight them off. I won't be able to do anything, but
They won't be able to
they'll
get in here though.
Oh wait, can we
They
pull the
will
rope
not be
down?
able to
But
recharge.
if we went back to town, we
I
could bring the
mean,
cleric back with us.
Just thinking out loud, if they see where your rope's at, they might just cut your rope, and then you're gonna have to like free climb it back up. And let's put it this way: you're like 30 feet below the actual like top, and then even there you can't see the bottom. So
Because-
if you were to fail on if you were to try to climb without your rope and fall, you have a potential of just being straight up dead in a cavern somewhere because what is it, 1d8 1d6 every 10 feet, 1d8.
Yuki has a grappling hook, so can't like everyone else go first, and then she'll just be the last one to take the rope down with her or something, and then when it's time to go back up, she'll just throw it back up there.
Oh, like you want to throw the? Oh, I gotcha. Like you want to tie the rope. You want to free hand down?
Well, I thought she put pythons in the wall for that. To kind of just be able to,
some of you
to
put a
stand
tight
up.
pipe at the top to tie it off. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but
if
she's saying,
Yeah,
if Yuki, so pythons are in the wall, we've all climbed down.
Yeah.
Yuki then climbs back up and comes
Moves
down, leaving the pythons in the rock, using them and someone at the bottom belaying. We got enough rope.
Could she take the pythons down as she goes down too?
Pythons don't work that way.
No.
No?
Just
No, they get hammered into the rock. They're kind of there. They don't.
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't just come back
and
out
we'd want
easily.
them there. We'd
True.
want them there when we climb back up. As you lead climb, you reuse the pythons.
But for who was to if you were going to climb to reuse the pythons, then you were going to run across having to do a DC. Like, you have to do a difficulty class, right? You have to like roll to see if you have like scaling back up the rock face.
Well, that's what the grappling hook's for.
That's what I was saying. She could throw the grappling hook back up.
You could throw the grappling hook. Yeah.
Yeah, and then as she goes back up, reattaching it to the pythons as she goes.
Let me know if this is all just crazy. I'm just thinking out loud.
No,
I think it's crazy. It's good.
I agree with you, but it's up to the DM to agree if that's a reasonable plan or not.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Absolutely. See any problem with it?
So if we're all good with that, Garmy will take this crystal and just kind of smush it. It's like, I don't know how I'm casting this spell. I don't think or know if I'll ever be able to do it again, but here it goes.
I would
And he
say,
just throws
Garmy,
the
that you feel platinum lights flashing as you cast that spell.
What does that mean?
He just sees
Just a
flashing
platinum
lights,
dragon.
like silver flashing lights.
But platinum, I
The
feel, is
gods again.
important.
It is important.
The platinum dragon is Bahamut, or the other names escape me at the moment.
Bahamut would be the one.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be because like the same guy who made you a Drake Warden.
Okay.
Also known as Paladine in Kryn.
And as I smash it down, this dome appears around us, and from the outside, it looks like paletted rock, or like a big pile of rock. But
Like a
on the
rubble
inside, there's a very dim, not too bright light, and it's very comfortable. It's not cold like it has been outside. It's nice, calm, 72 degrees, calm light, no humidity. It's perfect humidity. It's just peaceful and calm. There's no wind.
What's the temperature? Is it a balmy
72
20
degrees
centigrade? I was gonna say, like, is it a balmy
72 degrees Fahrenheit. Freedom units here.
It's a pretty lucky boon. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
That was extremely lucky.
It's insane.
So you're gonna take a long rest. I mean, and not sleep because I don't sleep. I meditate.
You
Harvey's gonna
always
sleep.
say that
Hopefully the
like
spell
I
says
said that
I'll
at
be
one
asleep.
point, and every time I
You
don't
should-
understand why. I don't remember ever saying.
We'll need someone to keep watch.
Oh Lord.
Just in case they start coming down. If this goes down and they're all right outside, we'll need to plan for that because it's only going to last for exactly 8 hours.
How long does? Oh, you can't use the alarm spell, can you?
No, because I could set it at the rim of our thing, but if I set it outside the dome, which I can't exit the dome now because I've already cast it. But even if I were to set it the dome outside, magic can't penetrate the shield, so I wouldn't get the signal.
So here's an interesting question for you. If magic can't pass through the spell, right, through the tiny hut spell, would detect magic work outside of it? Can you detect something on the other side of it? I think this is sort of like a pocket dimension, right? Like we're almost.
I would say no.
I don't
Right,
think
'cause
so.
Like if magic doesn't work through it, then how could you sense magic through it? You know what I
Spells
mean? Like,
other magical effects can't expend through the dome or be cast through it. So I would say no.
now you're cooking with Crisco. Okay, so go ahead and take a
However,
long rest.
I will also say that it does have a very exploitable weakness, which is the spell dispel magic.
If somebody was to look for it, right? If somebody was to look for it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're gonna roll to see if anybody finds your shit. So let's go ahead and do it.
Is this
I mean,
after
I
or
already
before
took a
a
long
long rest?
Huh? Yeah, no, that's fine. Look at you guys. Look at you on all those hit
I
points.
only recovered 2 hit dice.
Me too.
Oh, it feels good to be a beat shield again.
For now.
61 points. Jesus. Okay.
Recovered 61 points.
Yeah, I recovered 61. See, shouldn't my rages have reset with that?
Yeah,
Because I was down to
it's
1.
A certain number between.
It
It might not.
I
have
meant,
updated your character.
like updated on the sheet. It's never done it for me.
It depends how you have it set. Is it set as one of those resources on your attributes page? And is the short rest or long rest check mark checked off? Because that'll tell it when to refresh.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's me. It's not the thing. It's me.
Yeah, you need to check it to tell it if it
I'm the
refreshes on a
problem.
short rest
It's
or a
me.
long
The
rest.
problem.
It's Brea.
And then it'll do it
Alright.
automatically.
We're gonna collaborate and listen. Hush back with a brand new edition spot.
Okay.
So we're gonna determine if anybody noticed and is waiting for you. So we're gonna collaborate because I have a number in mind, but I want to have fun too. So because we haven't played for a while, you need to do a perception check. The enemy against looking for you, right? There's going to be a difficulty class for how difficult do you think that would be in this cavern, right? I don't think it's easy. I don't think it's very easy, right? So I'll let you guys collaborate on a number less than. I know you're going to pick whatever the highest number is, though, but like in all fairness, how difficult do you think it would be for somebody who has vision like you do? I'm thinking a pretty difficult in the dark, even with dark vision. You know, the little python in the rocks.
Well, yeah.
I feel like
so. I'd say 25 on a DC.
Pretty
20 or
hard, right?
25.
well, I don't know
That was-
because
That's
I would
not
say that they
impossible.
could see the rope in the pythons, but they wouldn't
I
see
thought we
us
took the
because
rope down.
we look like a rock. So even
Sure.
if they saw those things, they wouldn't see us. They could be like,
Exactly.
oh, they went that way, and then like maybe crawl down. But
And they could come all the way down the rope and see there's no one here and come
Yeah.
right back up.
Yeah.
yeah,
They touch the barrier, I wonder.
it doesn't matter.
It's just
Jim
rock,
It's like
General.
a
right?
rock, you would think, right? I'm not trying to come up with a loophole. I'm
Yeah.
trying to just imagine it in my mind, right? It doesn't
We're all
matter.
friends here. We're all friends here.
I'm just trying to think about like what it would be like. That's all I was talking about.
So I
Man.
feel like if they actually climbed all the way down to the bottom, they would just like land on the outside of the tent and then look around and just determine it doesn't look like they went beyond this point, so they must have climbed back up and went somewhere else.
Don't worry, I know the answer. All right. So you take a long rest. You've recovered some hit dice. Your night has, I would say, passed. So does Garmy need to roll his portents then? It's once every 24 hours, right? Once every long rest.
Once every
Or
long
once every
rest.
24 hours.
Nice.
20 and a 12, not bad at all.
Oh, I forgot. No, I'm gonna leave my little proficiency thing I get where it is.
Yep, now.
Oh, what about
Yeah.
your little guy? Whose name I forgot. New here.
As soon as he were to pass through the hut, he'd disappear.
Yeah,
Oh.
Magic doesn't pass through it or whatever, right?
Oh, he's magical. I forgot.
In fact, I imagine he probably, because since he was summoned, I imagine he is stayed outside the hut the entire time. I couldn't communicate with him,
Can't remember in that
but
spell.
he could be out there.
Can't remember in that
Because
spell.
the magic doesn't emanate from me; it just exists. He just exists. So I imagine he could have come in with me, but he just as easily could have stayed outside. In my mind, you can rule differently.
No, I mean it's fine. He's in this situation he can be with you inside the. It's fine.
What would he do though?
Spell.
Well, so he could have been out there technically, like standing guard watching.
And flying around, being different places. He could have been. So he is able to actually take the help action as a familiar. So he could have been flying around, leading them on wild goose chases the entire
Oh, I
day.
forgot he was a bird.
Until he got a
I
single
know. I
hit
was
from
like
them,
a
in case he
flying
would've
fucking
disappeared.
lizard. Like
I
what are you,
pictured like
Narnia?
its.
What?
I
No,
pictured like
he's-
its
he's a
cheeks
snowy
just
owl
like.
right now.
That's right.
He's
I
a
would
snowy
You
totally.
know when you
owl.
take a like an air blower to a dog's mouth and it just like does that? That's what I pictured, like it flying. I don't know. We don't need to talk about it.
I will say that while we have been in the hut, New here has been as carefully as he can, leading them in false trails, going through different passageways and exploring as much as he can. Until
Would he
he
know to
takes
do that,
one hit
though?
of damage.
For 8
In which case, I
hours,
can just
like, and you
stun them.
can't.
Would he know
and
to
you
do
can't
that?
communicate- Can you? I mean, hey, go do this. I
I
mean,
like a standing order, can I not?
I think you're
how
reaching.
It,
Would you, I mean, there's got to be some type of trade-off for that. Everybody would use this
Yeah.
in their games. What did it say about hearing? You can't hear anything outside, right? No sound passes through either, right?
yep.
No magic, no sound, no nothing. Okay, so you're basically sleeping inside of a rock, right? Completely cut off.
Nobody
hearing.
does this. Nobody does this because it is almost certainly going to get my familiar killed. That's why
Probably.
nobody does it.
So I wonder if this tiny hut is so quiet, right? It's like a sleep deprivation chamber. Y'all are laying there. It's like there's no sound passes through. So technically there's no vibration. So you're gonna be hearing like in this dead silence for 8 hours. Dun, 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 dun. You're gonna hear all of you. You're not.
Is it that
I would,
type of
it gets so
No.
quiet, like this little pocket dimension, right? So you're gonna hear your digestion. You're gonna hear like
No.
your breathing. like-
Isn't this 10? Like,
Sound doesn't go through it, so it's like the only sound that would be is sound inside of it.
It says
No
it's
background,
dry
I would-
and
no,
what does it say?
Here's what I do. After we've gotten
Prestidigitation.
settled, we've recovered that we're provided previous night. I cast Minor Illusion to create this low, calming drum of noise. Just a It's like white noise.
White noise machine. Just that runs.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll work for a
And
little
it
while,
runs
but you
all
can't.
night long. Or I keep casting it until we all fall asleep, at least.
The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry. I'd say that also extends to what we hear and smell. So you gassy people, I'm not smelling it.
I'm gonna deal with your shit. I'm not gonna puke right now. I'm not on a ship. I don't get land sick, bitches.
Exactly.
So thankfully, as you peek out through the rock. Oh, I was like, what am I hearing right now? Like, I thought I
heard a dog.
felt like a browser tab woke up suddenly.
That's my husband.
Oh. So, as you peek, I don't know who's gonna peek out. Who do you want to peek out?
Stealth check.
Because I am a friendly person, I will just remind you that it is pitch ass dark in there. So unless somebody casts dark vision on you, once you get out,
right.
No,
you're
it's
gonna
not.
you're gonna be like, ah!
Would you
It says it's dimly lit or dark.
Magic doesn't pass
Well, if
through
he's
it, right?
stacking his head out.
It says it's dimly
Would
lit
you
or
like
dark.
vision?
I'll just use the monocle this time, just to take a peek.
Sure.
Can you peek your head out?
Because I feel like I never use it anyway, so why not just for this instance, right?
Yeah, so you peek your head out from your tiny little hut that looks like a snowy underground boulder thing. You see your rope still hanging there, and you don't see anything in your vision in the 30 feet that you can see.
Can we hear anything?
You don't hear anything at the moment. And what you might have heard, you can't hear because of the separation of sound through the walls of your hut. So you can't hear anything right now. Just the dimly background echo of spooky
The sound
cave.
of silence.
The sound of almost a total party kill.
Almost. That was close.
Almost. We got some.
I thought you'd get some like cool healing spell or some shit. You know, I worried that you'd get a chance to get wish, but like these were good. It was a good spell.
I got some plot armor. That's what it's called.
I mean, plot armor means I designed it. I mean, I can't. I don't know. Didn't program what dice rolls you'd get.
I mean, there's a lot of ways Wish could have gone really poorly for me. Because you get to decide as the DM how the wish is applied.
Plus, again, it would be a
monkey's
paw wish, stuff. Right?
There's some real monkey paw stuff you can do with. That's what it's called, monkey's paw. When you make a wish and there's unintended consequence.
There's always some unintended consequence. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I'm level 20 for an hour. Okay, great, but then you can never cast magic again.
Yeah, like there's gonna be some trade-off, right? Like your movement speed is 5 feet. You know, they gotta carry you on your back like Game of Thrones, right? Like you just no longer can walk or something. You know what I mean? There's always that trade-off, right?
Yeah.
Some type
anyway,
like genie
type
of that. I know, right? Like things would have taken a turn. All right, so. As you're gonna climb back up. I mean, what order of travel are you gonna be in? Because you can't see anything until you get closer to the top.
I want to cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
That gives us all plus 10 to our stealth rolls.
Are we cool with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
it
so
also makes it
for 1
so
hour.
that we can't be tracked except by magical means.
As soon as the dome drops at the end of its 8 hours and before we head up, I do want to see if my familiar is still alive. Or if the suicide mission I sent him on killed him.
This only lasts for an hour, by the way.
I figure it's safer for, since I'm the meat shield, for me to go up first, right?
Well, can we, pull on the rope and make sure that it's good?
Oh, before you climb up? Yeah, I will tell you, you can climb up. I didn't, nobody sabotaged the rope. Based on your passive perception from what you could see, it does not appear to be changed.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
so you want to know if you're still alive?
Yeah, did he survive the night?
He did.
I think, sweet. I call New here to me to see if he sees anything up above. See through his eyes. See if there's anything waiting up top.
Oh, top. Yeah. So no, he doesn't see anything. Can
Okay.
you? So if you're disconnected from him, because he can't talk to you through that, right? We can't
No.
talk to you through that.
But I
spell,
imagine
so-
once the dome dropped, I was able to connect with him.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah. So like, yeah, he's there.
I
He
can
doesn't
communicate with it telepathically when it's within 100 feet. So I could learn anything it learned through the night as well, in theory. Because it's independent.
Sure. So let's see. What would New here would have noticed that yes, they kind of partially cleared the rubble in the tunnel. He did recognize them searching the area for you, right? The few bugbears and that shaman. But he wasn't able to successfully navigate the entire maze. But he does tell you that a couple 100 feet up ahead, you know, the room, the tunnel starts to open up into some other rooms, and there were signs of some type of habitation.
Down here. Down
Aww.
Aww.
Look.
That guy's
Yeah.
freaking huge.
I know, it's like a
That
it's
is
like a mop.
huge.
It's like a mop with a skeleton. Remember when he was like this big? Now he's like Mondo big.
Yeah, when he was like tiny and
Fluffy.
annoying, and now he's just big and annoying.
He looks like a stuffed animal.
He really does. Like, I was gonna say something I forgot.
It seems safe up if one of you wants
I'm
to
just
climb
gonna
up
go up.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
just
seems
gonna
safe,
try to-
and Yuki just goes behind her. It seems pretty safe.
Yeah, so you know,
Oh.
it takes you a little, you know, a handful of seconds, couple dozen seconds, right? Maybe a minute tops
Well,
to like
I'll
scurry up the
follow up.
rope. And you know, you can't tell if there's any signs of passing because I mean it's really like a cavern, right? Like only
Mhm.
you'd see like dust disturbed or something. But New here did communicate to you that he did see like the bugbears like searching the area, but however they obviously didn't see your pythons and rope that were hanging down the cliff.
So, New here told us that the direction the bugbears were in that we came from, there's signs of habitation further on that way. Did New here go the other direction at all?
So New here went to the adjoining sort of rooms that were, let's say, so when you came in and took that right, I'm gonna make sure there's no confusing. So
Yeah,
when New here
I have my
flew,
map in front of me.
yeah. So if you entered from the south, right from the bottom of your map, like you would have had to turn to the east. That was where you got into the fight with the bugbears, right? On the west is the drop off right here, and then to the northish is where the path continues up, right? Goes kind of straight up.
Right.
The gnome cartographer.
So you're saying that New here went east, and that's where the inhabitants is coming from?
I noticed other signs of inhabitants to the north.
Oh, north.
Right. So where these cavern walls that you have right now that are kind of like they've just been kind of hewn and cut, so they're more flat. Like when you get up there, New here recognized that there was some like dim torches, maybe some candles, and that like there was like actual rooms carved out, like you know an actual door again, and where it's like more of a physical man-made structure. To the right, he did fly into where you got into that fight, right? And did see that in that room, it's kind of a square-shaped room. It's pretty large, you know, 60, 70 feet to a size. And there's some type of like rectangular objects like hewn into the floor in that room. And that's where the bugbears have been traveling through for the most part as they were searching for you from that direction. They still had to scramble partly over the rock pile, so they were able to clear enough so they could climb it. But
Final question.
daily double.
Was there only the 4 bugbears, or did we see more than the 4 bugbears patrolling around?
There were more.
There were more. Okay.
Not many, but we'll say more than one, less than a handful.
Got it.
That seemed to be patrolling this area of the cave.
So do we try to like do it properly this time? with the invisibility and me not breaking it and just running straight into combat.
I mean, we have
Here's a question.
bit of a buffer right now to us because we're
we have a good stealth.
none of our
How's Yuki
traces can be seen right now. No tracks or traces.
Yuki damn fine.
Luki,
How's Yuki acting this morning? On edge, still
holds out her hand with the wakizashi, like it's still in her hand, and she physically just tries to let go, but she can't. So she just like drops her hand again, and she looks at you guys, says, "I'm not gonna let it take over me this time." Like, even though she's still feeling it, she's a little bit better.
I think we should do a Constitution saving throw. Like, were you able to overcome your dark urges?
Okay, sure. Constitution. Blind or private? I forgot.
I think it's a blind jam roll, isn't it? That's the one you don't. I think that's the one you guys don't see.
I think so.
Ooh, yeah,
so
Yuki.
You did private anyway.
I mean, can you see the number?
No.
I can see the number, so.
So I guess it's private.
Wait, I did blind though.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me which type of roll it is.
But maybe I did
it says privately rolled.
It's fine. As long as
it works.
As long as the DM
that's
sees
because because if somebody else had DM privileges, then they would also see it, right? It's like its own chat channel, so so anybody who's a DM would see the roll versus that. Okay, so yeah, so you're absolutely right. Like you're able to overcome that like dark urge you feel building inside of you, that rage bubbling just under the surface to rip Garmy's throat out.
Just stab right in the butt for farting in her face. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about the fart face. I forgot about that. Man.
Wait, what?
You don't remember that?
She farted in like all of our faces.
I remember that.
Everybody's.
Even I was offended by it.
When y'all hid
was
behind me.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, I farted on all of y'all.
She still has that little bit of an irk, but she's.
If I had
like,
gotten the other spell, it needed to have originated from Freya's butt.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Hey, Freya, turn around and fart. I'm gonna light your fart on fire. And that's that 8th level spell.
That will never be a boon. Don't try to make it a boon.
Please, God.
We're gonna make it happen someday.
We need fart clouds.
I am gonna pick that spell now, eventually, just so that one day we can do that maneuver. Whenever I get access to 8th level spells. Don't let me forget.
We all just put on face masks before it happens.
Freya learns to like fart revelry. So.
Oh God.
What did I get myself into?
Fart clouds, apparently.
I know, right? Like
flammable fart clouds.
Flammable fart clouds.
Anyway.
So you got that T junction, right?
Army kind of looks over at everyone. It relays what he knows about the areas. What do you think? Which direction?
Or do you want to leave and come back later?
North, east, out?
Who knows? They say that the first 24 hours in a disappearance is the most important.
Yeah.
You took an 8-hour sleepy.
If they're dead,
we lost a lot of ground on those kids.
I kind of feel like if we do go looking and get into trouble again, we might be able to pull the same sort of bullshittery just to escape next time. Like just to straight up leave the cave. So it might be worth one more
I want to keep that when we got to this cave, we weren't in tip-top shape. I was down my biggest spells already when we even found this place. Before the spiders even.
Yeah,
we're refreshed.
I feel like we're good to go.
This.
And Yuki, she's got her like game face on right now.
North or east?
Oh, that's up to you guys.
We flip a coin?
North.
Yeah.
So the path with the stones that fell from the ceiling, New here just saw a bunch of more of those. What are they called? Bug dudes.
More bugbears.
Yeah,
they're like
and a
large
square
humanoid.
room with like a square object in it.
Oh,
and that was
a few
north,
square
right?
objects.
A few square objects.
What was that page scores?
That was north, right?
Maybe chests, maybe crates, maybe.
That was east.
East is where the room is, where the bugbears were, where the
Oh, we went past the
rectangular
rubble?
Flew over it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You fly. Unless you have
He's
him
a
hopping
tiny snow
around.
owl. He can go through cracks.
Have him
I
jump
keep
in.
He's just
forgetting it's
nothing
an
but a tiny
owl.
snow owl. He ain't nothing but a baby tiny snow owl.
Who flew around for 8 hours, missing his gnome daddy.
Gnome daddy.
Well, let's not make that a thing.
Yeah, let's not.
The
So,
gnome daddy.
Let's not and say we didn't.
Yuki like approaches Garmy and just like kneels and tells him that she's not going to let him down this time. She's right in her head.
Oh, you haven't let me down. None of you. We're
She feels
team.
very at fault for all that happened, and she wants to make up for it.
Hey, you covered yourself in spider guts for us. You didn't let us down.
Totally
True.
not my idea.
While Yuki's kneeling, Ray
Oh,
just walks by and like shoves her over, like just pokes her so she loses her balance.
Not even sure what Yuki just swats your hand away. I'm trying to be serious right now. I think she's going to. How long has it been since she put the monocle on? Like 10 minutes, maybe?
Not even. Couple minutes.
A couple minutes? So she still has like most of an hour left. She could probably just go with that. And,
Let me know if you want dark vision.
She'll come back if she needs it. Since I'm using it, I'm going to keep using it. But, with her boots of muffling and with invisibility, this time she will walk slowly. She will use perception and investigation on the area. She will watch her footsteps.
Forgot about the trap.
She's looking this time.
No, I mean, when I did that quick little recap, you just reminded me. I forgot that you took that damage from that trap.
Yeah,
when the rocks
that
fell.
hurt, and she kept moving forward regardless. Like, she was not okay.
She was not in a good place.
She was motivated. She was motivated to get smacked by some rocks.
I remember. All right. Which way are we going?
Action.
Well, we're all full health, full everything, right?
Yeah.
Is Yuki invisible? Did we do that yet?
Did you want to be invisible?
Yeah, she's gonna go and be in her right mind this time. She's gonna use the skills that she has acquired over these years. This time.
Then I will use my shadow touched feat to cast invisibility without using a spell slot.
Okay. Left or right?
I figure we're heading towards those rooms, right?
Invisibility gives what? If somebody's invisible, is it a disadvantage? Because it's not like unless you move stealthy, invisible just makes you not visible, right?
Yeah, she has the boots on of muffling too, so she can't be heard, I assume.
And my spell,
An invisible
which
creature is
leaves behind no
impossible to
tracks.
see without the aid of magic or a special sense. For the purpose of hiding, the creature is heavily obscured. The creature's
okay.
location can be detected by any noise it makes or any tracks it leaves. Attack rolls against the creature have disadvantage, and the creature's attack rolls have advantage.
That's beautiful, because we covered the tracks with the Pass Without Trace. There is no sound being made from her feet, at least. And, yeah, heavily obscured.
Sure. Unless you do something that's going to create a noise that you can't muffle, right?
She's
Eventually,
moving very slowly.
I'll get greater invisibility, and then you'll just become a ghost.
What was it for stealth checks?
Stabbing people.
What was it for stealth checks? You get
We get
advantage on stealth?
We haven't
We get
rolled
a
them
plus 10. A plus 10.
yet. Yeah, from Pass Without a Trace. Both
Plus
Pass
10
Without a
bonus to
Trace and invisibility
dexterity.
only last for an hour, I think.
So, but I mean,
Yeah.
you haven't said if you're going north or east.
Towards the...
Are you gonna want to go back? Do you want to throw hands at those bugbears? You're full health now, right? You're the A team.
Yeah,
So do you
where
wanna
are we?
Hold off on that for a hot
You
minute.
want to go back to the east, or you want to go to the north to the unknown?
Maybe
Yes, miss.
unknown.
I vote north.
North to the unknown, just to take a look, see what we didn't see last time. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we waiting back here while you scout ahead, or are we following behind?
You want to send New here with me?
Sure. I only can watch through him for 100 yards or whatever.
Well, I think we should be like
100 feet.
decently
Just
close to him, right?
Stay a moderate amount of feet behind.
Yeah.
And maybe
How about this? Put New here in your pocket. He's tiny. You can kind of like tuck him on it so that he's invisible because he's underneath.
He's an
your coat
owl.
Or whatever. He's tiny. Hold on.
A tiny owl?
I'll be able to know where he is and we'll stay exactly 100 feet behind you.
Smells like armpit.
Listen, she bathes, okay? I mean, she hasn't in a
Or
while.
I can
because-
say like 50 feet
But-
each
Kinda
side,
funky,
and I'll
but,
be
you
able
know,
to know where
normally.
you are as a result of that.
None of us have ever bathed like this entire
We're
playthrough.
nasty.
Not
Oh, we
true.
nasty.
Not true.
We did
You
it
had
at
the
the
hot
pool.
springs.
Yeah, I never got in that.
Oh,
Never got in
yeah.
the hot springs.
Yuki did. Yuki and Garmy did. Did Brea?
I did, yeah.
And
yeah,
it gave us
Billy
a health
flopped into it.
benefit, I remember.
It's just caroused out here, smelling
Yeah.
like. All right. Anyways,
You got,
Yeah,
and
but
you got
I'm
lucky
far
because
away
you
from
know what
everybody all the
happened.
time.
what happened?
If you had tried to take anything from the hot springs, you were gonna get attacked by some things that were in the water.
Good thing
I
we're good
remember,
people.
yeah.
Never told you that. Yeah, never told you
We
that. Like
didn't.
remember there were mushrooms and shit like all around like the edge of the hot springs, and like if you had tried to
But
take
we were
any
just
of them,
thankful for the respite.
you were just sitting there getting some HP,
See,
right?
That's why Carouse didn't want to get in because she knew there was something tricky going on. She's like, I'm just staying the fuck away from it.
I can feel it.
I was probably sitting like this while you guys were doing what you're doing. I was doing this shit.
Probably. Gives it away every
Like,
time.
it's totally safe. Go ahead.
So I'll stay. I'll know how far away you are thanks to New here. So we'll stay 50 feet back.
Okay, perfect. Yuki's gonna go ahead and just do like the first perception. We're not gonna keep doing that, I know, but maybe just one good
No,
one.
I will tell you that right now. Yes, you can roll a perception check.
All right.
And do it as a blind roll or whatever, please.
Oh, that was an accident. I tried to click that doesn't count. I tried to click the little tab to
In
switch.
the interest of fairness and not being a dick. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're good. Like, yeah, go ahead. Roll.
to switch the roll is right above the button to roll it. Private. Oh my god, it's not private. It's blind. God damn it.
Yeah, do you see that one?
We can't.
I can see. I can see it. I guess it's just between me and you.
It's just between me and you. They won't know. I mean, they'll know when I open my mouth, but like suddenly the earth opens up and eats. No. So you notice
He
that,
trips
like,
and
you're
falls.
about 30. I know, right? You trip and fall right into a flesh-eating like giant
Oh my
plant.
god.
No. You notice ahead of you, one of those same traps. You see that now how the rocks have been shifted, and you see a little lever that seems to kind of disappear into the ground. Remember the trap that ate your face like a couple of weeks ago? That one. You see this. You recognize it up ahead of you, and if you want to pass any further, you're going to need to succeed, or you might spring the trap and then get injured.
I do not remember this trap honestly. What happened?
This is the one where the rocks fell.
Yeah. There was a
one that almost one-shot you?
trap that almost fucking one-shot you at the beginning of
opened
that
the door.
of last week.
I will say that if you spotted a trap and you say out loud then note where it is, New here can telepathically tell me, hey, there's a trap here, so we can be aware. So it's essentially like marked, so we can like step over it.
It's just like a string or something. What was it?
Well, you see that there's some type of like buried and hidden into the surface of the rock. You can see the workings of what appears to be some type of trap. So, like, and you can see like a little kind of like lever sort of disappears. Like, you catch like a tiny little piece of it, where like it looks unnatural, and you can tell that hey, this thing has obviously been there's some type of trap here. So to proceed, it blocks the path ahead of you. So you would
We might
probably need
be able
disarm
to
it.
use this trap later. Just keep that in mind. If we start running away. Anyways, yeah, she's gonna just like whisper that into her pocket or up her shirt, wherever New here is.
And I whisper it to
Hello.
everyone else. So now the trap, we all are aware of where that trap is.
However, to get past this trap without triggering it, you're either going to have to disarm it, or you're going to have to do some type of check to determine are you able to avoid this trap. I mean,
Okay.
Garmy, how would you normally roll that? How would you normally rule that one, right?
I mean, it would depend on the size of the trap. Like a general 5-foot trap, we can all make a 5-foot leap.
Could try jump it, yep. Yeah, could do it.
So,
Or you
I mean,
can
it
leave
really
it behind,
depends
or
on
you
the
can disarm
nature of the
it.
trap. Is it like a 20-foot span of anywhere in these 20 feet you touch, it's going to trigger? Or is it just like a tripwire? Is it a
basically
mine?
like say that we'll just say like a 5-foot floor tile is like tricked, right? Like it's like
The whole 5 feet. Okay.
Yeah, then, I mean...
say it's on top of
I
some
don't
type
think
of
there's
balance, right? So if you get on it and you're not aware of where to step, it's going to cause it to shift.
I
If you
think
know the trap is there, you can
every
either avoid it or
single
disarm it.
one of us can make a 5-foot jump.
Is
I
there-
know I can jump 30 feet, so...
Yeah, special fucking boots of springing too.
Yeah.
True.
But you
okay.
do notice this trap. You could leave it for now, right? You could disarm it, or you guys can just jump it and try to move on.
Is there a
we
way
tell-
we could leave like a visible marker? And by visible, I mean like still in the dark that you guys can see it with your dark vision. So like on the way back, we'll remember it's there.
I mean, I would say it might take you a few minutes to carve it like a symbol into the wall or something.
Can we tell how recently this trap has been set?
You can investigate it.
Okay.
Hold on, like, what about, like, just a little ways away from it? Why can't I just, like, earthquake, like, an arrow in the wall?
Well, that would make a lot of noise, right?
Might be noisy, might not be enough to set off the trap, that kind of thing. I mean, if you set off the trap, it's probably gonna be kind of noisy and maybe bring people, you know, that milkshake might bring the boys to the yard, so to speak.
Okay.
I thought you'd get that reference in a
And they'll be
D&D
like-
game.
Better than yours.
I could teach you.
Damn right.
We're not doing this. This is not a
Damn
thing.
right. It's better than yours.
We don't have a
Have to
license for that song.
charge.
It's not
we butchered
singing
the
it, it's
lyrics anyway.
slam poetry.
I think we butchered the lyrics anyway.
So,
We're pretty close.
what are we doing?
I did the investigation roll.
Yeah. So, like, from what you can see, it's really just that it only affects like one tile ahead of you. You know, 1 5-foot sort of area that if you trigger the trap, it's going to cause the ceiling to collapse again above you. You don't have to. You don't take an action. All this would really do is just slow you down briefly because you can jump 5 feet.
Did that check also tell us how recently the trap has been set?
Oh, did you roll an insight check? I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, I did. Oh, was it
I didn't-
insight?
I didn't know if that was for-
investigation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Investigation. Yeah. So, you know, the trap looks like it's probably pretty archaic, but it looks like, from what you could tell, that it's been like reset. Somebody knew how to like make it sort of work.
She's gonna
But-
take an educated guess that it probably works,
I think it's the kids. Did the kids set that?
judging by the last one.
Or the bugbears.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I would think the kids wouldn't have the knowledge to. The bugbears probably live down here and
What
probably.
do you mean? They have a
reset
magic
these
carpet.
traps.
I'd say they have
I mean,
some
we
knowledge.
don't know.
Maybe they're
Who's
working
last in line?
together.
Who's-
Who's last in your travel order? Who's kind of in the back?
I assume Brad.
I mean, for no reason whatsoever.
I never
I
said I,
know
was
it's
going
not
anywhere.
me. I think it's.
It's
I am
not me.
exactly 50 feet behind Yuki, so I'd be number 2.
Carouse in the back, I guess, would like make the most sense.
Right, Crossed or Brad?
Yeah, I normally stay near Garmy when Yuki's doing.
So then,
her
yeah,
business.
Crossed in the back.
Yuki's gonna just like stab a dagger into the wall, like to the like direct left or right wherever the wall is of where that trap is, just so if we happen to like run back frantically, it'll just serve as a marker. Like, hey, the trap is right here. We need to jump.
It is a stone wall.
Mhm.
Are you just gonna carve something on there real quick, like make a little @ symbol or something? Or you like literally trying to like stab it through stone there, King Arthur? Like,
Okay, point taken. I guess we don't want to make too much noise.
what? You're not gonna use some fucking ball bearings and roll bar bearings across it to cut? No, I'm just kidding. You and those ball bearings are good.
That's,
Those
that's
things are-
her only thing. Okay,
That's like
she'll just
the ball bearings are the get out of jail free card.
So just carve a big X in the wall.
Or make a little symbol or something that you can see.
I feel like we would know.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
No, what?
That we've been there before?
Just so like if we're running, we don't forget about the trap.
I feel like if we're running, we're not gonna be looking at the walls. That's just me.
We're hauling ass. We're not
It's
looking
just
for
some type of mark.
symbols.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just me.
Cross,
Though.
can you roll perception for me, please?
Okay.
It was blind GM roll? Is that what the one? That's the one, right?
That's the one that we need.
Hey, easy. Gentle.
Thank you. We're good right now. Okay. So, Silent, can you roll another perception check? Okay. So as you continue up, you move silently and quietly and invisibly, apparently, following the natural curvature. And you can see ahead of you that the tunnel sort of takes a bend, but it's still pointing towards the north. I know, like, and as you approach that,
sorry, like, this is what he does. He will nibble on her legs, on her ankles, just to piss her off. You stop doing it.
I think I
He
saw
likes
it
to. He likes to just like bite her feet to piss her off and get her riled up. Leave it.
She's ready for it too. You can see her look over. She's like, "That son of a bitch!" Like, she gave him the look. Look, shit. Oh, no. Oh, they were looking.
Oh,
Now it's just
he knew. He was
snuggles.
like, "We're being observed."
Better be on best behavior, Bob. Turn the camera.
So, and as you approach, there's a slight bend in the tunnel, and you see now clearly that the wall at this point has really been just like purely carved out of stone, where it looks like almost like it's like brickwork, and there's, what appear to be some type of, if you roll an Arcana check, might tell you that there's some symbology drawn on the wall. So if you roll Arcana.
If I can kind of like talk to Garmy through New here, can I get that advantage?
I can't talk back.
Oh, to be helped like over? Like.
Oh, he can't talk through New here. Right. Okay. So
I can hear you but I can't talk back.
Okay,
Yes, no
I tried it.
talk, unless you're gonna spend 6 months coming up with a flap code with his wings or some shit for sign language.
It's Morse code with like the neck turns.
I'm sure the children can last 6 months.
I think I would be able to do like simple nods or yes, no with the bird.
That's kind of true. Maybe we should have waited for that. I already did the roll.
I thought owls could only go this way, back and forth.
I don't know.
They only have like one pivot.
The owl can only say no.
Listen, we don't have to be so logical.
That's who I am.
You could learn Morse code, and I could blink to you.
They blink, right?
Owls don't blink.
Damn it.
Oh, they don't blink either? Well,
They don't blink?
Wait. Their eyes don't move, they do blink. That's why their neck has so much of a degree of turn, is because their eyes don't move.
Oh, they have like the fixed eyes?
Yeah, but they do blink. Sorry. I messed that one up.
It's like, oh shit.
Well, then we'll have to learn Morse code. Or no, you can teach the Garmy whatever the thieves' can't equivalent of Morse code is.
It'll just scratch the language into your arm.
Did she learn anything from that?
So you recognize these as like symbols or words that were very similar to the what was written on the wall outside of that gate, talking about like a magic forge. These appear to be some type of sigils that are pretty old. They don't tell you anything specific other than that there's references to like some type of sort of symbology for some magic that's maybe survived through the ages, but they're very, very old.
Whispers midst
are they-
the flows. Can't read my handwriting. Magic dances on the forge, forging dreams. Oh, what's the flames? Forging dreams anew.
Are these
Was
symbols
what was on the
any?
previous story.
Are these symbols similar at all to what was on prisoner blank's arms?
13.
13.
To ease your anxiety, no, they don't appear to be related.
Okay.
They're not.
Anxiety.
Well, I just mean, like, are we suddenly going to have, like, Prisoner 13's, minions pop out and murder you? No, they're not. They don't appear to be connected.
Okay.
I want you to worry about something spooky happening with Prisoner 13 right now. And that'd been a pretty cool, plot twist. I wish you would have said that 3 weeks ago, and I would have changed the story. Yeah, they totally are. Like, okay.
She has a random child.
To new here.
The kid, it could have been her kid, and like she'd been in prison for so long, she was like going to see her kid, and like that's their hangout spot.
I would have to cast tongues to be able to read it again, I think, and Garmy's not willing to spend that spell slot. We'll have to investigate it later.
Okay.
Well, you don't know that, but you've passed it on.
Yeah.
Garmy's just thinking later if I have any spell slots left.
So
Well, I guess we jumped over the trap and we're moving forward.
Yeah, it just would have slowed you down for a minute because it wasn't like a huge trap, right? But thankfully Yuki saw it, so you were able to be able to get past it. And you notice these symbols
this
as
was
you
past that. I thought this was at that trap.
Oh no, this is past. Like this is having Yuki. I'm assuming Yuki passed this trap and then continued walking around. And as she approached further end of the of this room, this tunnel, it kind of opens up and like the rock face is like right there. You can see it's clearly at this point been chiseled out of the stone, right? It almost looks like it's paved or man-made, right? Like somebody took a building and moved it underground. And you saw these like arcane symbols and you recognize it as some type of magical references that maybe survived with some of your arcane knowledge throughout the years. Think of it like if you see a language, they say something in German and you see a word in German and you're like, man, that word is just like that word in English. Share some letters. Same sort of concept, right? Like proto magic years ago, there's still some similar in symbology that you might recognize. Garmy would do the same, right? I think without having to do any type of roll, and it clearly references what you could do, Garmy, is try to roll. One of you could roll arcane to determine, or history. Any of you who might be proficient in history can roll to see does this give you. Do you know anything about what this might be?
Yuki has.
I'll roll a
+5.
history. I have a +7.
Yeah, you do that.
You get right on that.
Do I have advantage considering the knowledge that's already been shared to me from Yuki?
Yeah.
we try.
I let you guys assist each other all of the time. Everything can't always be assisted.
I'm gonna use my portent here.
So you roll a 20.
And just say I rolled a natural 20. I might have sort of say that for combat, but I really don't have. There's only really one attack roll spell I do, so, and it always misses.
Chromatic orb. You're like, if I'm gonna use goddamn chromatic orb today, it's gonna hit. Goddammit, and you're gonna roll it.
Well, I can trip also, but I don't really. I'm not worried.
What are you using that for again? To be able to read it?
This history roll.
So you recognize this from some of the.
So that's 27.
Like it reminds you of knowledge past of the ages of specific magic wielders of the Netherese, and you'll remember from just because everybody knows that there was ancient Egyptians and stuff like that. Like the Netherese are lost civilizations like thousands of years old, and they were very powerful and they used a lot of magic. And so this is absolutely from what Garmy has rolled that he would recognize this is some very ancient ruin. Who knows what's inside of it? But that's what this is. These are really sigils that talk about metamorphosis or change and magic that manipulates that's what you get out of it, but it's absolutely another reason. It's ancient, thousands of years old.
You can see that Garmy is getting physically hyper and excited about everything he's discovering.
Just foaming at the mouth.
This is fabulous. I can write so much about this. There is so much magic to learn here, and he's probably not being as quiet as he probably should be. He's excited.
Bryce, can you roll perception again for me?
Me?
I assume
Yes,
we do
please.
continue to move on within too long.
You hear something moving faintly behind you, Caroused. Probably 30 feet behind you, just out of view around the bend inside of the cavern walls.
How close am I to Freya in front of me?
5 feet, probably, guessing.
Okay,
Hanging out, holding
I'm
hands.
gonna quickly like tap Freya on the shoulder and go like this. And then we both slowly turn.
Like it's a monster.
And a
I mean, 30
small
feet's pretty
humanoid,
close.
green-skinned, pointed teeth, comes walking around the corner in front of you, and it raises its hand and reaches out, and it kind of makes a gentle hissing noise, and it doesn't attack. It has like a couple of like a short sword and a dagger, right? But it's purely a goblin that has walked up behind you. It's about 25 feet away. It makes a gentle hiss and kind of like waves at you.
Is Garmy like directly in front of me?
Yeah, I think it's
Like-
Caroused and then Brea and then
You guys should all be really close together.
I'm gonna like. Just
you guys
kinda
are all
tug-
within like 15 feet of each other, right? Like everybody's taken up like 5 feet by themselves, and then Yuki, you're like 50 feet ahead of them. Around
Yeah,
the
I'm
bend.
just gonna like grab Garmy by his coat and just kind of tug him backwards, just so he turns around.
Just goes flying.
Do you speak Goblin? Does anybody speak Goblin? Like, I don't know.
I'm looking that up. I don't remember.
I think I speak Orc.
I tried to be all fancy with Yuki, so
I could common,
I don't
gnomish,
speak
elvish, and orc.
Goblin. No, I don't speak Goblin.
how do I? Was it here? I totally forgot what the languages are
And
called.
if I'm trying to remember.
It's under attributes the first time.
I'm pretty sure gnomes have a racial hatred of goblins, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh,
I may be misremembering something. Is that just something that was in some campaign somewhere that I remember and it's
Maybe
not
I
real?
don't remember. I don't remember if there is or not. So I accidentally closed my browser tab, and so I have to wait for the page to load again. There we go.
Would you say that this goblin is hostile or no? It's just like holding its hand out like this or like this? Is it like this? Like stop?
So I'm just gonna ask it what it wants.
Nothing on the goblin page.
Okay.
Just-
Of the gnome
But it
page.
doesn't
And
seem
hoping-
hostile
Yelling
towards
30
us.
feet across the open.
No,
Doesn't
it's
seem
just
hostile towards
like,
us, though?
Like
It's like
the
20 feet
hand
behind
motion. Like, what, dude? What's going on?
So he walks up, and he says, my name is Grix, and you don't know me, but I'm looking for Garmy, and
We can
the town
understand it?
told me he speaks common. He's speaking to in common.
Oh.
He says, I have something for Garmy. And you see now that the clothes that he wears, while they just kind of looked kind of, in the distance, they just kind of look like normal clothes. You see as it approaches, like he's actually a pretty well-dressed goblin, right? His shirt's in good condition. He looks like he is more civilized and not like his wilder cousins. He's wearing, good pants, a nice shirt, like coat, warm clothes, right? He's got a couple of weapons on him, and he looks in reasonably good health.
Again?
Said his name is Grix.
Grix?
Grix. He says, I'm looking for Garmy. Is he here?
I just kind of like moved my leg out of the way.
Is it
So I can
horse
see
or
Garmy.
is it trying? Is it horse or is it trying to whisper?
Maybe it's a bit of both. Come on, like I was just using a voice, man.
I'm sorry.
I make up a voice, and it's
I'm
not
going-
yo. I'm pushing the 13.
I'm
trying
always
to talk
going to
quietly.
be. I'm going to perpetually be
you to
trying to
look-
figure out anything that's going on, even if there's nothing going on.
Sometimes
That's
a
fire.
cat is just a
It's
cat.
true.
Yeah.
Sent you to look
I'm gonna get that
for
as a
Touche.
tribal
Garmy.
tattoo around
A
my
cat's,
forearm.
a cat's
That,
magic.
that,
and we all
that
know
would be
it.
a good
We
tattoo.
know that cat's magic.
Sometimes a cat is just a cat.
I like that a
Until
lot.
it's not.
Who
Actually,
sent you to look for this Garmy?
I really like that. That's good. I might get that as a tattoo.
Sometimes a
Kindred
cat is just
company.
a cat.
Sometimes a cat is just a cat.
A cat is just a cat. And he says, peeks through you guys in the dark, right? And he says, I was told by Marta to give something to Garmy. Are you Garmy?
Oh,
And he found us here? Jesus.
Well, he
Garmy's
said that he went
eyes
to the
light
town
up.
first, and he was
Yes.
looking for you guys,
found
and then they
us.
told him that hey, they have flown out. They've gone off to find these kids, and so he left, and has been making his way behind you. It's a whole lot fucking easier since you guys took like an 8-hour sleep. like he was able to thankfully
Catch up time.
he had plenty of
Yes.
time to catch up.
I feel like
Yeah.
Hotline Bling
Yes.
should be like playing in the background right
You
now.
found us.
Oh.
Garmy is noticeably more excited hearing that it's from Marta.
So when he pulls out of his bag and he looks at you and he's got like a little
The pistol?
no, yeah. He just starts blasting.
Blast.
He
Right.
he gives us, yes, Marta wanted you to have this Glock.
Marta wanted you to have this.
Sorry.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
This isn't your grandpa's Dungeons and Dragons.
Freaking RPG.
Dungeons and Dragons and bullets.
Bows. Yeah, it's like guns and arrows still makes sense, right? Like gun and arrow magazine. And so he pulls out this like
to be
it's
fair,
basically like
There is a laser rifle in the player's handbook.
I believe it.
Oh, it's a laser pistol, too.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there is.
There's a laser pistol. Hold on. Marta left a note that says, "Turn that thing sideways." I'm done being silly now. I'm sorry.
We all know
Laser
it shoots more
pistol does
accurately.
3d6 radiant damage. We're calm.
We're good.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Marta sent you.
Yeah, so he looks at you and he says, "Gnome, long beard." You can kind of hear him talk to himself and looks at your robes and everything. And he says, "Marta wanted you to have this stone of sending." And he pulls out this nice little leather bag that's been wrapped. And inside of it is what appears to be just a very smooth, plain, translucent stone that hums with like a magical energy when you hold it.
Freya just goes,
I take it. Thank you. Should I just add? Finally got the digits.
Finally got the digits.
Hey, I have a quick
So
question.
Stone.
How'd you
of
get across the chasm?
He kind of looks
Didn't
at
we
you and he
leave a rope?
says, "You left a rope." It's like you left a rope.
I
Came
don't know
in,
if
he
it would
saw
use
he
it or
saw the
not.
spiders that had been killed, right? He tracked your passing into the into the cavern. And then,
We do
as he
leave a
made his
lot.
way across, he saw, hey, look, there's a rope here. They said
We're
this
messy.
probably them. And skittled himself across there, right? Maybe he walked it. Maybe he's a half-elf goblin, but like tightrope it. But no, he followed you through after when he caught up, right? And so. And so, yeah, but you could feel that magical energy, and I don't know if you're going to want to use that stone of sending, because let's just put it this way. It's probably not something that you can, like, tone down the volume. Like, oh, shit, if you start trying to talk to Marta through it right now, it's probably going to sound like a normal conversation. She told you she would get. She said she would be able to. She would want to like fight. She would be sending you a way to talk to her, right? Since she's one of the Harpers, one of the spies. And Grix looks at Karoust and Brea and says, "So you're trying to find some lost children?" And you can see he struggles with common, right? It doesn't seem like he struggles a bit with it, but he's still able to get his point across, even though it's like a little bit slow, thinking about his words, that kind of thing.
Would you like to help?
Says, "Yeah, I can follow you. I'll help you." He's like, "But I'm not gonna be in the front. Like Marta asked me to give that to you, but I'll see what I can do to help. I can watch your back."
That sounds so creepy.
Another hand?
Just,
You have
it
any
just seems
skills
like
in tracking?
you guys are like super trusting. Like he'll watch from the back, but like you haven't even rolled an insight check. Maybe he killed the guy, delivering it, tortured him.
You know what, Husher? Sometimes
Maybe.
a cat's just a cat.
Sometimes a goblin's just a good goblin.
Goblins are like notorious like jerks.
Well,
right?
he knew Marta's name though, right? That's enough reason to trust him.
Army is overwhelmed by the
We were almost dead a few minutes ago.
The minutes that he shared with Marta.
If one of you wants to roll
her...
an insight check, I'm not going to stop you. But Garmy is like, "Oh yeah, thanks.
Hell yeah,
That's right, Wesley's gimme."
She doesn't
Mother
really
Trucker
even know
can
this is going
sense
on.
the magic. So he sits back behind you. You know, he's got his weapons right there, right? He's got like a dagger and a sword, under his cloak or under his cloak. So are you still walking? I'm assuming Yuki, you're going to continue to move around.
Well, would she have stopped or just kept walking in the dark? Like, I'm not sure.
Maybe she would have probably noticed that they suddenly stopped, right? And you're like,
yeah, we aren't so far back that you can't notice where we are, I would think.
Yeah, but at this point, yeah, because I mean, what is it? It's 30 feet.
She would keep looking back, right, just to check on her friends.
Yeah, because I think it's 30 feet, and you can still see normally, right, with dark vision, and then it's like 60 feet, where it's like then it's dim light, you lose details.
It depends on the dark vision. I don't know what your spell does, what your monocle does, but my dark vision gives full vision up to 60 feet.
I also don't know if...
It gives dark vision up to 60 feet.
I also don't know if my spell, Pass Without Trace, is still active, but...
Has it been an hour?
It hasn't been an hour. No,
Grix does not have it, so Grix is leaving trails and tracks.
Well, if he needs to make a stealth check, then he won't get the +10 for it, right? Because isn't that what it does? Gives you +10 to stealth, right?
Yeah, and it makes it so you don't leave any tracks.
Seeing as how easily he snuck up behind us, like Brea would have moved behind everybody at this point.
So are you gonna so he's offered to be in the rear with the gear. So if you're gonna try to get behind him, he's gonna want to get behind you. You guys
that's fine. I'd rather be closest to the end.
Okay, so it's gonna be Yuki, and then it's gonna be Garmy, and then Karoust, and then you. Okay. And then New here flopping around like flying in a cave, like a good little baby snow owl.
New here is with Yuki in like Yuki's cloak or whatever.
Smelling like armpit.
Armpit?
We keep coming back to the armpit.
It's the armpit. Don't question.
Okay, fine.
It's the spider guts. Let's be clear. The spider guts are starting to smell.
Don't question the
We haven't taken a shower since that moment.
We probably all smell.
Yeah.
We are
we've all spent a night in the woods. We're all a little rough.
Yuki smelling like Dookie. Alright. Did we keep moving?
Yeah, so you keep moving and you see that ahead of you, you can see that there's a secure door that's been closed. It's just wrought iron and oak, and it looks like it's very ornate, very heavy, very old, and but it's still a normal sized door, right? Just set in this archway, and you can dimly hear something behind it, like some type of movement, like some type of noise. You can see light, like from dim torches peeking through the crack under the door ahead of you. You know, as you approach this little antechamber, and it appears to be it's just closed, big closed door.
Can she tell right away whether or not is it locked? Is it just closed or is it
You'd
locked?
have to investigate the door to determine if it's locked.
Okay.
What's it made out of, you said?
Just like heavy iron and probably like ancient oak. But
Are
it appears to be a very sturdy door.
Are there symbols on it? Like the last one?
It's not directly on it, nothing different. It's just set in the same wall where the words are, right? So as you approach. No, it's still the same like symbology on the walls, but nothing might be more just ornate, but nothing new. But the door is shut. You can investigate it and see if it's locked.
I rolled.
We're trapped.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it appears to be firmly locked, but you could potentially unlock it. Because I know Mother Trucker, you have a feat. That isn't it a part of your build where you can like sense magic within so many feet?
Yes, it's just like always.
You have some of it, but I'm saying you have some ability, right? That would sense it. So
You can
Mother
use an
Trucker.
action to detect.
Yeah, within 30 feet, I think.
Oh, is it an action?
Yeah, and I can always just use it as a ritual. Take 10 minutes and cast detect magic.
But you walk up and let's say try the handle, so to speak, and the door doesn't budge and it appears to be firmly locked, but you might be able to pick it.
I have a question.
How would she tell?
I have a question.
Everyone.
Can I take my mirror and slide it underneath the gap on the bottom and see it on the other side?
That's a smart idea.
I mean, the gap isn't that big. It's not like you can really see that much. Like the gap is like it's a very well made door. So you can slide it under there, but you might not be able to get much of a view other than what's right next to the door within a couple of feet.
Okay.
Yuki's gonna.
So if you were to do that, you don't notice anything abnormal on the other side of the wall. It just looks like it's a clean, well made space, and it is lit normally on the other side.
Is there any kind of magic happening here?
Did anybody use an action to cast if there's magic?
That's literally what I was trying to say. Yuki's gonna wait for Garmy and Brea to catch up.
Can do the detect magic quicker than Garmy now. Much to Garmy's tough. I taught her to detect magic, and now she's better at it than me. Natural talent for magic, that barbarian, but she refuses to learn.
So yeah, so you do sense some faint magic at the very edge of your awareness, somewhere in that direction on the other side of the door. Nothing specific other than yes, there is some type of magical something. However, the door itself does not appear to be magically locked, so without it should be able to be pickable with somebody with these tools who might be Yuki Sato.
Somebody. Yeah.
And if that fails, then you might make the lock not function, and the only way to get through the door is to break it down. So let's hope you roll high.
This is so weird to me that these kids came through this whole way.
Well, I don't think they came this way.
At this point, right?
This point, no.
Okay.
But
I think they've been captured by the bugbears, and eventually we're gonna have to rescue from there. But I think this way has loot that'll make that way easier.
Oh, interesting.
That's my guess, as meta knowledge. Garmy, however, is just seeing arcane things and ooh, mystery, must go that way.
Yeah, so you need to do a, what is it? It's sleight of hand, right? Am I crazy? Sleight of hand.
Oh,
right?
I have a thieves tool check.
Yeah, you do. Yes, well, yes, which is a dexterity roll. Yep.
Yuki's just gonna tell everyone to just be prepared and guard up because we don't really know exactly what's on the other side of the door. And once she sees everyone's kind of ready, oh dear God, I forgot to do the blind check, and that was a shitty roll.
But you get plus 10, right? Oh, but it's a stealth check.
Not for stealth.
It says dexterity.
It's a dexterity stealth check. So for stealth checks, you get a plus 10.
It's not all dexterity. It's just stealth. Got it.
Would you have had advantage because we had investigated it so well?
I was gonna say she used inspiration, but I was like, "There's no way she fails this." But good old Yuki.
I mean, yeah. All right. So you feel like you've got this lock. You feel like you and this lock, the universe puts you together like peanut butter and jelly. However, you feel as you're trying to finagle and get the mechanism to move, you literally feel it break
Binding
and give
on one.
inside, and it's now jammed, and it will take you time.
She
Try
Can
to-
branded
I
on the
brute force
Wakizashi.
this door?
Say what?
Just, can I just like brute force this door open?
Yeah, you're gonna attack a door.
Crazy.
I'm gonna ask Grix. I'm gonna say you seem to have gotten to us pretty quickly, and there was an armed trap between us and where you came from. Do you know anything about unlocking doors by chance?
He tells you he does not.
Damn. Okay.
But Yuki can tell from her years of experience that that lock is seized and will take time to either try to force it open, or you can break the door down.
Break the door down. It's noisy.
So we're gonna roll a random encounter now to see does
Here's
anybody
a
come upon
question,
you.
DM. Here's a question, DM. Before
Mhm.
we take a lot of time, would so the lock is essentially? Would you say it's broken?
You're trying to rules lawyer me, so tell me what you're talking about before you try to get me to commit to a
Could I
yes or
cast
no.
mending on the lock and repair its state so that he could try again?
Ooh.
Yes, I would allow that.
All right.
Nice.
You come the fuck
Because
on.
I did say you feel the mechanism seize or whatever, right? So I would think that that's fair. Yeah, I would
Here,
say you could mend the
Let me
lock.
let me see if I can't help. And I kind of look at it and I take out 2 tiny stones and put it on either side of it. And there's this like blue field that appears over the lock for a second, and it kind of restores back to its former state. Try now.
Okay, I'm gonna blind GM roll. I'm gonna use the inspiration that I've had for like decades and do the advantage.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's a 2.
So this
Do you know
time
that, or you think?
you almost have like a flashback. It feels like you and this lock were made together. You and this lock are peanut butter and jelly. You're the Reese's peanut butter cup that everybody wants to have, right? You are the spice that goes into the ranch sauce. And you feel that lock just click and give, and the door just, you can feel the mechanism release. No, you rolled really well. Like, you're able to, like, with your
Everyone's
do-over.
like, Yuki, why are you licking your lips?
So hungry. So hungry.
Oh god.
Peanut butter.
So you feel the door unlatch, but, you know, it doesn't, like, fling open or anything like that.
Okay, we just very slowly pull the door open, and we just like all start peeking with like our heads
Hang on.
layered.
What
Mhm.
breaks in? Does anything break invisibility?
Oh, true.
I just want to make sure I remember this. Does picking the lock? But that would be an action, right?
I mean, that's an action, right?
Does that break
That
invisibility?
attacks. The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. Doesn't say about during an action.
Okay. I
So I
sort of
think it has to be like a
Hmm.
hostile action. I think essentially.
So yeah, because like you
Or
can walk around
spell.
invisible, be like picking locks and shit. It doesn't break. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But just flip them on.
So, I have a
Yeah.
general question
Mhm.
because I don't know if Garmy, are you able to cast spells and not have them take up spell slots?
Some spells. There's 2 spells I can cast once per day without using up a spell slot.
So like the invisibility, the seeing in the dark,
The invisibility
and then the mending. Those are all 3 that you
Grapple.
haven't.
No, the mending is a cantrip, so I can cast cantrips as many times as I need. I have control flames,
Oh.
ray of frost, minor illusion, prestidigitation, and mending. And by the way, I want to state out that Garmy is the only one of us that actually doesn't spell, because he's been using prestidigitation on himself daily to clean himself.
Just hold
Yeah,
that over
but
our
Bria's
heads.
been farting on him daily, so you still
Right after
He
that.
still stank.
Like,
Interesting.
nice try.
Okay.
He tried.
No free rides. No free rides.
I actually don't remember what the other spell I got with that. I get 2 spells with that. I picked invisibility and something else, and that's the other one is the one I get to cast without an action. I'll have to look through my notes later.
Interesting. That's good to know. Thank you.
So Yuki peeks inside.
So as you peek
Perception
your head
is-
inside, you can hear, yeah. So you can hear voices in a language you don't understand. Speaking ahead of you, as you open up this doorway, it's really just like sort of a antechamber into a larger room. And
Does
you
it
can hear several voices, but they're not speaking any language that you understand.
Does
you can't
anyone
see
know the
anybody
language?
Right here at this point, I imagine. Can any of us understand it?
Because I am dumb. Hold on.
I was definitely up there when he opened the door because I went and finagled, did my mending on the lock.
I would say it's like a low murmur that you could hear. You don't understand it, and you definitely, do not speak it.
Got it.
And so Yuki, as you peek your head in. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was is Grix a beast?
No, Grix is a humanoid.
No.
Okay.
He's like a little goblin. He's like 5 feet tall, thin, gangly, little pointy teeth, but he's well dressed and speaks common. Let's say like I don't know, like mini trucker level.
Goblins look like
language.
really, really ugly gnomes.
I mean,
They're
they ain't
about the
walking
same
around using
size.
anti-disestablishmentarianism in a sentence. You know, that's all I mean by the trucker. I mean,
Mini trucker is just basic grunts right now.
me teenager,
We
angry,
need food.
mope. Yeah, give me food or let me mope, mom. So yeah, you see that they're in a small antechamber, and there's a few footsteps that go up, and you can't really see up there other than that the room it appears to be like a large room with like an arch ceiling. Again, this is like well paved now. Again, it looks like true stonework, old stonework, that goes into this other chamber, and that's where the voices seem to be coming from. They're a bit echoey. You can't understand what they're saying, but if you want, you can try to peek up the stairs. I'm trying to think if there's anything. It hasn't been an hour for the invisibility yet. It's probably been like maybe half of that.
So I
You keep
guess
going ahead then.
we're just back in formation, I guess, and Yuki just starts to head up the stairs.
So
And you said there's light in here, correct?
yeah, there's like dim light from like torches or candles. There's some sconces in the wall. It's as if this place is like almost looks like it's brand new, like it's somehow magically preserved or something. But it still appears to be, ornate in certain ways, and different scroll work on the walls. Nothing that's like, think of it like Viking knots or something, right? There's like decorative art like that's been carved into pieces of the walls, like in frescoes. But Yuki, as you creep up these stairs, you see that there appear to be several short, gray-skinned, white-haired dwarves talking to a robed figure that's pale with white hair, looks sort of elvish. You would probably recognize them as a handful of Durgar dark dwarves, and then a drow of some kind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't hear what he just called them.
Drow, D-R-O-W. So there are these what are called the Durgar.
Dark dwarves and dark elves.
Yeah, so Durgar
We're
are
essentially deep in the Underdark at this point. We might as well.
What my brain heard was dur. So I have to clarify.
So think of Durgar.
We're seeing them right now. We can see them.
Well, Yuki can see them. You guys, Yuki has to be a bit ahead of you to be able to see up these steps, to be able to see that there's like 5 Durgar
and be invisible and us not get caught.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm doing something in here, and I didn't hear how we know that they're a thing yet. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just telling Yuki, like, as Yuki has crept up these stairs kind of quietly, being stealthy to not make noise, Yuki sees what appear to be 5 of these gray dwarves, right, these Durgar, and what appears to be some type of drow, still has weapons. Correct. It's like there's like stairs, like a little foot, and then there's like several stairs up, so Yuki has gone up those stairs to peek over.
And you said there were a bunch of small goblins around the hooded figure?
No, there are these gray dwarves, the Durgar.
Dwarves.
Right, they live there. They're
gray.
You would
dwarves.
recognize them. Yeah, you would recognize them, just as part of being
They're
like you
common
know what an
creatures?
orc is, right? You know what I mean? You know what an elephant is, so yeah, you recognize that, like, so, short, stout, right?
Are they notoriously strong or weak? Would she know that? How difficult or easy they might be to fight if a fight broke out?
You would need to roll. What would that be?
History?
I'm trying to think of, man, I really want to, I don't want to do that one up. So it could be. Maybe it lets you roll, I mean, sometimes Arcana's used to, nature would probably be a good one if you had nature, right?
I had that proficiency the other day. And
Garmy, what would you say? You want to learn more about a creature? We talked about it before, and I forgot what the ruling was on that one. Like, would they know
Depends
anything
on the
specific about
creature.
Durgar? Like a Durgar, what would you know about, potentially, right? Like, what would you roll to, learn what you would learn?
Durgars are humanoids, so I'd say something like history.
Yeah, that's what.
I mean, I think it depends
silent...
on the creature. Like, if it's a beast, nature.
Yeah,
if it's
I mean, they're a humanoid. They're like a person, right? So I'd say you could roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say roll history. And
no, history.
I'd say roll history.
Wait, are we going again?
I forgot to do the blind GM. I hate that I have to keep taking.
That's all right. We can roll with it. You don't remember anything specific other than that they seem to be pretty well known as not kindly and fun creatures. They generally tend to work for others. They're clannish. But they're generally some type of evil, be it lawful evil or neutral evil. Pretty lawful evil. They have order in their society. And no, I cannot tell you the history of the Durgar, but they're not like the Dwemer or whatever, so they're just basically evil versions of dwarves.
Okay.
These are dwarves that dug too deep.
Too deep and too brutally. But yes, they're historically known as evil creatures.
Yuki's gonna relay that to the group really quickly and determine whether or not we should try to get the preemptive strike or
do you pass on, how many
I know
of them
Dwarvish. I know Dwarvish as a language.
Do you speak Dwarvish?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know you spoke Dwarvish.
He just said they were
I speak Elvish.
That's okay, because
they're
you don't speak Undercommon.
They probably speak Undercommon, though. Yeah.
You don't speak Undercommon.
What's that?
That's
the language of the Underdark.
Yeah,
which
the
is,
Underdark.
I think, where we've found ourselves.
Or at the edge thereof, right? Or something
the edge
interested
of the
by.
What is
that
the
doesn't sound very
Underdark?
good.
So the Underdark is an underground region of the planet. I mean, think of it we have a surface that we live on. There's massive caves and structures and caverns that are all interconnected throughout different parts of the planet. And there are creatures and entire ecosystems that live in these dark. Think of it like Blackreach in some places, right? Remember the first time you walked through Blackreach and you're like, ooh, look at all the...
That's the perfect. Blackreach is the Underdark. Except
it's very similar to
20 million
that, right?
times more massive.
And then
there's entire civilizations that live down there.
Okay.
So and they're the five are being addressed in Undercommon by what appears to be a male drow, and you recognize them, right? They're dark elves with bluishly gray skin, and they look like elves. They look. What is the term you would look at it like? What would be the term you would use? They're just as beautiful and attractive as elves, but they have that evil sheen. They are historically never good. There are only a few known.
There is
good drow.
Only one. There is one famous good drow.
Yeah, and maybe there's a few others, but they probably died really young for being good drow. They live in a society that's matriarchal, right? They think of it they have houses Game of Thrones. Have you seen Game of Thrones? I haven't seen a lot.
Most of them worship Loth, I think.
They worship Loth, the Spider Queen lady. She an evil deity. But the matriarchs of these families, they have a lot of political intrigue, and they're always trying to outdo each other and be stronger than the other. And sometimes the fighting between those houses is even encouraged by Loth, because it keeps them weaker, right? If they're always fighting against each other. But they do sometimes raid the surface, and they use Durgar and other creatures of the Underdark to do that. So
okay, so this is a bad place to be.
Yeah, these are evil people.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be talking.
These are some really evil people.
What was the number again? How many were there?
You saw in this room. So this room, as you kind of looked up, is probably about 30 feet each direction square, right? And there's like some alcoves up above. They're dimly lit, and there's like just some different statues in these little alcoves. So you could think of it like a 30 foot by 30 foot room. Probably at one time might have been some type of gathering hall or something like that. It's then there's like these other like on your so ahead of you as you go up the stairs, you see that there's these like alcoves with these statues, right? There's like a raised platform at the end, like a stone platform, that goes up a few feet, sits above. And there's these statues, and there's like a hallway that goes off, and they're talking up 15, 20 feet away from you, where you're at the top of the stairwell, and they're being addressed. They all seem to be wearing some type of armor and carrying weapons.
And we can see them. Well, Yuki can like see them all clearly, right?
Yeah, you can see that there's 5 Durgar of like
Okay.
they look very similar to each other, right?
I'm just
5
making sure they're not.
one drow.
And 1 drow talking in this room.
I'm just trying to make sure there's not like one off hiding somewhere and like talking from a different
from your
location.
vantage point. Yeah, there's nothing hidden in plain sight in front of you. It's a very open room.
Okay.
Some type of like entrance or alcove or something at one time into this area of the caverns.
Are we gonna fight these guys?
No.
It doesn't
Yuki's
feel like
like,
it should.
I mean,
We don't have a
it's here
reason
now,
to.
so you can.
Good. But
I
whether or
don't
not
know.
we should.
Why would we? Have no reason to. We don't have any idea how many of them there are, or if there's more, or if this room leads anywhere else. We don't see. Do we see anything like interesting in the room other than maybe they have some stuff?
I'll let Yuki roll for perception. Yuki's the only one that's invisible, so I don't know if you're all like cramming into the same like stairwell area.
No,
to
we're
peek and
staying
hope.
back.
I imagine they're at the
I'm
bottom
staying
of the
back, and
stairs.
I'm relaying what Yuki.
Yeah, they're back.
relays
They're back
to
behind you,
Nugir.
like on the other side of the door, right? Like
Oh, Yuki's
I'm with Greg,
wisdom
so it
is
would be
not
a
that
great-
great, as we've noticed.
So you see, up against the wall next to the drow, you see a small pile of gear. Looks like you see like maybe 2 to 3 backpacks or satchels that somebody might have been carrying with like ropes and tools,
Kid stuff.
stacked up against the wall behind the drow.
Roll for initiative. Okay.
Now we got a reason to fight.
Oh, are we already fighting? Look, like we're rolling, baby. All right, what
These
was doing?
damn
If that's
kids.
no, I'm just saying, if that's the kid's shit, then potentially.
Why would the kids have ropes and
You know,
stuff if they know that our
They came into
content?
Well,
this
okay, so
cave.
let's travel back,
They-
right? Like they ran off to kind of like they heard that there were like treasure seekers and things in the area and that there were these caverns, right? So they gathered up whatever gear they could to go on an adventure, and so they would have like some ropes and hammers and pythons and walking sticks or whatever, right? To get because they were gonna go out and have a little adventure together, as kids are prone to do. Right. Hey, at least
So
they got out of
when-
the house. They weren't playing they weren't playing on the Xbox, right? They went out on a little adventure.
When we were at the door, Brea cast Detect Magic and could detect some magic past the door.
Yes.
Are we?
Right, I
are we?
forgot.
What?
And maybe it's because something here in this room is magical. Maybe like they might have a magic item on them. Like,
Hi.
all right. So we had.
And
So Brea, I'm trying to think. So we had Yuki in the front, right?
there we go.
And then Garmy was like right there. Is that right? And then Carouse was like hanging out here, being everybody be cool. Okay.
And Grix.
So, I assume Brea told us that she sensed magic in this.
Well, we
very
ain't rolled
room.
initiative yet, so
Yeah.
we're
No,
gonna.
I'm before rewinding. She had told us that she sensed magic on the other side of the door, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Just wanted to establish that fact.
Yeah, I said that already. I already said that. I just said it like 3 minutes ago.
I know she saw it. I don't know if she relayed that to us. Is what I'm
I
at.
thought I said out loud that I passed, but
Maybe-
you know,
I might have misremembered or forgotten. But we
Who
haven't
should I
said
go
we're
for
moving
first?
forward yet. We haven't said we're moving forward yet.
Oh,
Nope.
We do.
You guys are still at the bottom of the stairs. We haven't actually
Yeah.
initiated combat.
Yeah.
But we're just getting ready to.
I mean, we're outnumbered. I don't know that it's the best idea.
I mean,
he's got a good, strong start.
Does Yuki relay at all how close together these guys are? Are they grouped in a nice shadow-sized space?
No, they're kind of spread out around the room.
That might be even better in some cases, if they can't like attack us all at once.
Yeah. How wide apart is this door?
Because if I get a good sneak attack off on the big guy,
normal-sized door, like for a moderate-sized person to like a medium-sized human.
Something a 5-foot choke point?
I mean, it's a door. You could hold it as a choke point. Yeah, you could hold it as a choke point.
Yeah. Let's be strategic about this, guys. We can fight them on our terms.
I say we leave.
I mean, they
go get
got the kids
reinforcements.
That gear's there. If the kids might be here, I think we have
kids
to.
are probably still gonna be here.
What appears to probably be their gear is sitting on the wall back there, across the room.
I don't know. They have their gear. I feel like if they were gonna kill them, it would have been done by now. If they're gonna keep them alive, they're gonna keep them alive. I feel like we could go back at reinforcements because we're already outnumbered, and these are apparently really evil people. Just makes me a little bit nervous. Plus, there's bugbears, and if we start making a whole lot of noise, then we're gonna be completely cornered in a dead end from people who already almost killed us once.
This is true.
Yuki uses self-esteem boost on Karoust. She just like goes and rubs her cheek and says, "You look great today. Your hair is on fleek. I believe in you. You got this. We can do it."
But Karoust, I wasn't anywhere near top 4 yesterday when we reached those bugbears. I'm in top shape. We can take this fight. I believe in us.
Don't
Yuki
make
says,
me
"I'm
say
not
I told
mad
you
about the
so.
spider thing anymore."
Don't make me say I told you so.
Yeah, they haven't noticed you yet, so they may notice the door ajar. Maybe there'll be a breeze. They haven't noticed you guys yet.
If we
right?
take too long with
If we can get them to the choke point of this door and funnel them through it, put Brea in front, me throwing spells and you throwing arrows past her, they won't be able to take us. We'll dominate them.
Yuki could very easily just
And
like
if they
drop
group
a
up
ball
behind
bearing.
the door, I can shatter them.
Yeah, if we get them all into that little hallway where the stairs are,
The foyer there, yeah.
then that's just like a one-shot basically. And Yuki can just drop a ball bearing like down the stairs.
Ball bearings again.
Ball bearings. I
Just
love the ball bearings.
a single one. It's just like the best tool. And then she'll drop it down the stairs, and then she'll go like into the room, so they walk past her, and she'll be behind them.
What if they only send one?
Oh, true. Then fuck it, just kill that guy. And
Well, yeah, then you could get a good.
head start.
Mm-hmm. And when they hear that guy scream out,
Or
what's your best will hit?
if only one guy comes, we can just like grab him and try to like muffle his mouth so we can't scream, and force the second one to come. I don't know.
Turn into torture. It's like it's like watching the movie Taken right now.
I think it's worth a shot.
How tall
You
are
can
they?
tell
They're
by the
dwarves?
tone of the
Boys, pull one of them
conversation.
away, and you can. I hear like there's a thing you can shoot them with an arrow, and when they don't find you, they'll say, "Oh, I guess that was the wind," and walk back.
Must have been the
Thing.
wind.
Must have been the wind. Put a bucket over their head. They'll never know. Walk up
One of their
behind them.
comrades is like dead on the floor next to him. Well, I guess it was nothing.
I guess it was nothing. Must have been the wind.
Oh.
So you can tell by the way that the even though you can't hear and understand the conversation, you can tell by the way that their body language appears to articulate that the conversation may be coming to an end as the drow starts to slowly kind of back up towards the hallway. So you're gonna want to decide if you want to pull back or if you want to go full send.
Are we bum rushing
Those
this?
poor
And
children.
we can't communicate
Or-
with Yuki. This is a one-sided conversation. We're discussing plans while
Well,
Yuki
she's-
is up in there.
She's just at the
Relaying
top of the
what
stairs. She can just
Yeah,
like
she's just
walk,
like 5 feet ahead. She's just like 5 feet ahead of you
Okay.
right now, right?
just walk up and down the stairs. Yeah.
Okay. So we are making a two-way conversation. Okay.
5 feet? She can just stand on her tippy toes, really.
I want to fight. Who's with me?
Yeah, Yuki says agreed. We can take them.
All right,
Sure.
let's. We're
I
going
think I'm
full
not numbered
send,
here,
baby.
but we are the kindred company.
Boom. So angry. Look how angry
We
he
have
is.
to
Look at-
start acting professional. Oh God, what was that? That looks like
What?
Garmy in the
Garmy.
morning.
Oh,
Tommy.
jeez.
Before
Tommy,
he
are you
gets his
related to these men?
presentations off.
Dear God. You know, maybe Karas had a point. These guys are looking.
I mean, wow. That last one. Ooh, that's a face.
I thought you
only
said there was
emoji.
5 of them and then 1 male drow.
Yeah, I'm looking for his token.
Wait, 5
There were 5
Durgar
Durgar. 1, 2.
and
Oh, did I
1
put too many?
male
Oh,
drow?
yeah, I count. I can still do math.
I can
Yeah.
only count 4.
Well, yeah.
Those are all Duragar.
Yeah, there's one that is
Oh.
You haven't
different.
put the
These-
drow yet.
Yeah, I haven't put the draw yet. I'm trying to find his
Oh,
token because I
okay.
dropped it in a
I
folder. Now I
gotcha.
can't find it.
Sorry.
Oh, no need to be sorry.
Are they cannibals? Why is there red?
Yeah,
That's
they look like
scary.
cannibals with that red
That's
mouth.
scary.
Like he eats ass and not in a good way. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to take that out. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to take that out?
Yeah, we don't want that on YouTube, or do we? Shit.
Why not?
I
I'll take it out.
don't think her YouTube is marked. That is for kids. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like,
I'll take it out. I'll edit it out.
just beep it. Just be like, you know that guy eats
and not in a good way.
or wah wah. Some type of just put some type of noise effect on it.
I'll put 249. Beep.
Beep.
Oh, dude.
You're gonna listen to it. It's gonna make you laugh again.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're the only one that's offended.
Okay, I'll add you guys to the combat tracker. I'm a
Ooh.
real bro here.
That last guy
Sorry.
looking handsome though.
I know, right? Like he's got
He
he's got the crazy face right there, because they're all like gray or blue skinned, right? And they've got like
Oh.
varying different degrees of like, you know, gray frizzled hair, right? They're the anti-dwarves that live in the
Wow,
Underdark.
that was a really bad.
Are
one.
there
Yuki,
any
you
other
are not
doors in this room?
on this
Correct.
shit
Behind
today.
the drow was near the doorway that leads out of this room.
There's another door.
I didn't roll an 8.
Yes, there's a door to the right that you can't see right here.
I think this is the first time Yuki's ever gone last. Like literally the first time.
Roll a freaking 8. I'm so happy.
Interesting that there's another door.
Yeah, there's a door in.
Well,
There's
they
a
haven't
doorway out.
spotted us yet, and we haven't attacked them yet. So potentially,
Well-
we still have a round to make a plan and get into position.
True. So Yuki could still, make the noise for, or I guess anybody can make the noise really, but she could just get behind everyone or to the side for them to walk past.
I mean, I could make a little, I think I can use my thaumaturgy and create some ominous whispers.
I'm pretty sure if I raged, it would make noise, right?
I could prestidigitize and make noise too.
Yeah,
We have
literally.
noise options. Or one of us could just fart really loudly.
Or they're
Well,
gonna notice
You
you
got-
because
see
they
which
know
one
that
of
they
them
left
comes
that.
running.
That
and if
door
they- I mean,
closed.
They know they left that door closed and locked. So and you guys all sitting there with the door there, and you're up the stairs. So like they may not need to see you because you're invisible, but they're gonna see that door is open when they start to disperse. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be good enough for just like one guy
But
to go.
still,
"Why
we
is that
might
door open?"
potentially be able to. Are we going to actually start this combat today, or are we waiting? Because
Sure.
starting a
yeah,
combat might be a
I've
while.
got to stop here in a minute. Yeah, like we could pick it up next week though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That way we be fresh for the combat to fight these Durgar and
I really just wanted to stab this guy and just like dash away.
with his like crazy teeth, right? Like just want to like gad him. But hey, but you know what? You're invisible, right? So it works out well for you for your first combat because you're automatically going to be hidden, right? So and then things are going to get stabby. Oh, that was cool, man. Yeah, we'll pick it up there next week. I'll tell you that is
Cool
quite
beans.
the crazy boon. Like,
I can't believe we made it out.
for the
to be
randomness
honest.
of it.
And now we're going back in.
RNGesus.
Yes.
At work.
Welcome
Garmy
to
senses
D&D.
magic. Garmy's like,
Yep. So you should know that one of my flaws of my character is I'm knowledge and information. Garmy's gonna do anything he can to get that. And there's magical knowledge here. All he wants is that magical knowledge. He is obsessed with it.
Yuki's technically the same way. I put that in her flaws. She's easily distracted by the promise of information. Most people scream and run.
That is the exact same flaw in my character sheet.
Yep. I speak
My
without
plan
really
is
thinking
that
through
I
my
sold
words.
my soul for knowledge, and I will hope to do great deeds to win it back.
I
And,
just have
you
anytime I
will-
see potatoes, I have to eat them.
Oh,
we
you
need to
can
find
edit
we need to
these.
find a potato stockpile. Then what are you gonna do? Barrels.
Or
and
not eat
barrels
them,
of
sorry, I have to-
potatoes.
Yeah, my
to
flaw was like
harvest
just the
them.
need to fuck with people. Like I've got to fuck with everybody.
You didn't try to steal anybody's prosthetics though, so you got
I thought that was going a different direction. I'm not gonna lie. My flaw is just the need to fuck people. Like, whoa, hold on.
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
All right. Well,
not that
thanks
kind
for
of
watching.
Well,
Thanks for
that could be
watching.
a really bad flaw.
We survived another day, and we'll have more adventures next time. From the Kindred Company to yours. Have a fantastic evening.
Going
Thanks
into
for
the Magic
watching.
Forge.
Bye, guys.
Bye.